Let's welcome to the ice, the Broad Street infamous Louis Leon.
Hope you had a happy Thanksgiving, and I hope you're ready for a second helping of hockey as the Atlanta Gladiators host the Greenville Swamp Rabbits in the latest edition of the I-85 rivalry. Good evening, everyone. Guy Chiarenza here from Gas South Arena, home of the Atlanta Gladiators, who will be breaking out their special alternate jerseys here today, inspired by the Atlanta Knights. It is a black jersey with blue and white trim, and it is a sharp, sharp look. They debuted it here today against their rivals, the Greenville Swamp Rabbits, who they defeated in this building last Saturday by the final score of 4-2. It was a big week for the Gladiators, as they are coming off of their biggest win of the season on Wednesday against the South Carolina Stingrays. And this is a matchup that could prove pivotal here down the stretch, as when Atlanta and Greenville get together, it seems to always be a tight battle. It seems like those points are ultra important, especially with where these two teams are at right now. Atlanta, with the record of 10-4 with their win on Wednesday, have 20 points on the season, third best in the South. And in terms of win percentage, Atlanta is first. Florida and South Carolina have both played more games than Atlanta. They sit at 1 and 2 respectively. Still a lot of hockey left to be played, but as we get closer and closer to the holiday season, Thanksgiving now in the rearview mirror, these points become more and more important, especially for Greenville at 8-7. They've been on a win-lose trajectory as of late. They are coming off of a win on Wednesday themselves. They have 16 points on the year. They are fifth in the South, 4 points behind Atlanta, and they are coming off of a surprising and big performance on Wednesday against Greensboro. In the first ever meeting between those two teams, it was a massive drubbing of the Gargoyles, 8-1 the final score in favor of the Swamp Rabbits. So both teams are riding high. The offense exploded for both teams in their last outing. We'll see what we get here today, as it is the third of 14 meetings between these two clubs this season. And as I mentioned at the top of the show, Atlanta took home the last matchup in this building of the final score of 4-2. So here's the lowdown in the season series so far that will feature 14 matchups between these two teams this season. That is the most out of any opponent the Gladiators will see this season. November 5th is where it all started on the school day game in this building. Greenville came to town, and they took down the Gladiators, who were at the time the only undefeated team in the ECHL. They beat them 3-1, and then, of course, last Saturday, the Gladiators win 4-2. And Atlanta has had a lot of help from its death ever since then. 6 goals on Wednesday, are the most in any game this season for Atlanta, and Ryan Nolan has led the way. 1 goal and 1 assist in that win on Wednesday against South Carolina. Ryan Nolan is the hot hand as of late. 3 goals and 1 assist in his last 3. He has been incredible for the Gladiators as of late. He'll look to continue his goal-scoring streak here tonight against Greenville. Peter Morgan picked up his first professional goal on Wednesday against the Stingrays. Morgan, playing in his first season of professional hockey after 4 seasons at SUNY GSCO, has got the first of what appears to be many so far this season, as Morgan will be on the starting line for the Gladiators here today. More on that in a moment, but as we talk about the offense exploding, Chad Nychuk, 1 goal and 1 assist for his 4th multi-point game this season, and it was a game where the Gladiators struck first, as again, Ryan Nolan extended his goal-scoring streak to 3 games. South Carolina tied the game late in the power play in the first period. Uncharacteristic of the Gladiators to give up a power play goal, especially in this building. That was the first time that happened this year, but the Gladiators struck twice, 29 seconds apart in the second period from Morgan and Nychuk, the 2 aforementioned Gladiators, and they snatched the lead back at 3-1. Stingrays pulled within 1 with another late power play goal, but a big third period with goals from Louis Boudon, who finished with 1 goal and 1 assist. Cody Sylvester and Isaac Walter with the empty netter powered the Gladiators by the Stingrays by the final score of 6-3. Gladiators finally solved Mitch Gibson, who shut them out in North Charleston on the 14th of this month. It was a 1-0 Stingray victory that night. The other day, the Gladiators finally solved Gibson. He stops 23 of 28, and it's business as usual for Ethan Hyder. He stops 28 of 31 for Atlanta, and his sensational season continues. Atlanta went 1 for 3 in the penalty kill. Again, uncharacteristic for this group, as really they've been sensational all season long, but they made it. They got the kill when it counted, and still is one of the best units in the league. It is a top 10 unit, currently sitting at 8th at 87% coming into the day. For the power play, the Gladiators still trying to solve that mystery, as it's been a bit of a slump on the power play, to say the least, for the Gladiators, going 0 for 18 over the last 6 games, 0 for 2 on Wednesday night, 1 for 33 over the last 10 games, and unfortunately for the Gladiators, they were going up against the best penalty kill unit in the ECHL tonight, in the Greenville Swamp Rabbits, operating at 92.7%. So, tall task for the Gladiators power play, but maybe it is the night that they find out how to solve their power play woes. Look to do it here today on home ice. As for Greenville, they're coming off of their biggest win of the year, 8-1 on Wednesday. 8 different goal scorers for the Swamp Rabbits in that win over Greensboro. 16 different skaters with a point, so all but 2 skaters on Wednesday for the Swamp Rabbits recorded a point in that game. Keaton Mastrodonato, Brett Peterson, and Ben Poisson, Tim Rigo, Carter Savoy, Cam Hausinger, Tim Lavelle, and of course, Josh Atkinson are all 8 goal scorers for the Swamp Rabbits in that Wednesday game. But Keaton Mastrodonato led the way. He had a big night, 1 goal and 3 assists. It's the 4th time in his career that he registered a 4-point game. Did it twice last season when he was with the Utah Grizzlies. Matthias Scholl stopped 28 of 29 for the Swamp Rabbits in that victory. And interestingly enough, 7 of those 8 goals for the Swamp Rabbits were scored 5-on-5. 1 for 4 on the power play with the Swamp Rabbits in Wednesday's victory. Their penalty kill went 2 for 2. Of course, business as usual for that group, being the best unit in the ECHL. So, both teams coming off of offensive explosions. For the Swamp Rabbits, the last time that they scored 8 goals in a single game, it did, unfortunately, come against these Atlanta Gladiators on February 23rd of this year. So we'll see if both offenses still continue to ride high coming into this game. Atlanta will look to shut that down, as they are still statistically the best defensive team in the ECHL, only allowing 1.86 goals against per game this season. No other team has under 2 goals against on average this season. Get to the starting lineups and the keys to the game when we come back, presented by Beaver Toyota and Mazda with head coach Matt Ginn. And we'll look forward to this matchup just a little bit more between Greenville and Atlanta. We're back in a moment here on the Gladiators Broadcast Network.
Desserts are popping up on Crumble's menu.
All types of dessert.
More than just cookies. The lineup changing weekly.
Desserts now in rotation.
Welcome back to Duluth, as fans are filing in for Jersey Frenzy Night here at Gas South Arena. Gladiators are debuting their new alternate jerseys for the year. Black jersey with the G logo with the sword right down the middle. And that Gladiator baby blue and white mixed in, very sharp look. We'll see it here in a moment as the starting lineups are announced here in-house. Before we get to that, let's get to the keys to the game for the Gladiators, presented by Beaver Toyota and Mazda. Got to speak with Matt Ginn earlier in the day. Here are the keys to the game.
What's up, Glads fans? I'm Dr. Matt Ginn, bringing you the keys to the game, presented by Beaver Toyota Mazda. Matt, what are 3 keys to beating Greenville here today?
First is just our compete level. We're a much better team when we're engaged. We're winning more battles. I think there was a noticeable difference between our last 2 games against South Carolina. First game, I didn't think we played with a ton of energy, and as a result, lost battles. So high compete level. Second, we got to manage the puck. Greenville's a dangerous transition team. They have a lot of speed, so we want to put pucks in good areas, get pucks in, get pucks out, and lastly, just win the net fronts. We want to help out our goaltender in front of our net and be hard to move in front of their net. Hopefully, get some greasy goals and get rewarded for it.
There you have it, the keys to the game. Matt, thank you, and best of luck tonight against Greenville.
Thanks.
There's the keys to the game presented by Matt Ginn with Beaver Toyota Mazda. We are set for battle here tonight in the latest edition of the I-85 rivalry. Let's get to the starting lineups between these two teams. We will start with Greenville. Getting the start at left wing is number 20, Ryan O'Hara. The rookie this season has been good for Greenville. 1 goal and 4 assists, 5 points in 15 games. Had 2 assists on Wednesday against the Gargoyles. As number 19, Ryan O'Reilly gets the start down the middle. Standing at 6'3", 220 pounds, native of South Lakes, Texas, gets the start down the middle. O'Reilly this season has 3 goals and 4 assists for 7 points in 15 games. And that right wing, who got called or sent down to Greenville from Ontario, the affiliate of the Swamp Rabbits, the Ontario Reign in the AHL, John Parker Jones, who will play his first game in the ECHL this season, was with Greenville last year. Parker Jones standing at 6'7", 230 pounds. He is as big as it sounds. Saw him during warm-ups. Looks like a giant out there amongst ants. He is a big guy. He'll start on that line with O'Reilly and O'Hara for the Swamp Rabbits here tonight. Getting the start at left defense is the former Gladiator and Swamp Rabbits captain, number 59, Josh Atkinson, standing at 6 foot even, 196 pounds. Atkinson this season has 2 goals and 4 assists for 6 points in 15 games. He had 1 goal on Wednesday against the Gargoyles. His starting D partner will be the alternate captain, number 5, Jake Murray, standing at 6'3", 216 pounds. Murray this season has 5 assists in 12 games. And getting the start between the pipes for the Swamp Rabbits here today is a netminder that the Gladiators have not yet seen this season. Number 30, Matthias Scholl, the rookie, standing at 5'11", 180 pounds. Scholl this season has a record of 3-3, a 1.76 goals against average, 930 save percentage, and 1 shutout on the season. The Swamp Rabbits are led by head coach Chad Costello. Associate coach is Jason Payne. Other news for the Swamp Rabbits here today, Kenta Isogai was also sent down from Ontario along with Parker Jones. He will be in the lineup today as well on the second line with Hausinger and Dante Sheriff. For the Gladiators, starting at left wing is number 18, Carson Denemy, standing at 6'1", 194 pounds. Denemy this season has 1 goal and 2 assists for 3 points in 14 games. His starting center here today is number 27, Mike McNamee, standing at 6 foot even, 200 pounds. McNamee on the year has 1 goal and 5 assists for 6 points in 14 games. And getting the start at right wing, fresh off of his first professional goal on Wednesday, number 55, Peter Morgan, standing at 5'6", 161. The Florida native will look to back up what was a great performance for him on Wednesday with another big one here tonight against Greenville. So Morgan gets bumped up to that third line. We'll talk more about that in a moment, as that fourth line that looked very good on Wednesday does get a little bit of a shakeup. On the back end, number 8, Ryan Conroy gets the start at left defense, standing at 5'9", 185. Conroy on the season has 3 assists in 14 games, picked up 2 assists in the win against South Carolina on Wednesday. And he will be paired up with number 2, Brendan Less, standing at 6'1", 181 pounds. The New Jersey native did add an assist to his total this season, 2 assists in 14 games. He is currently on a 2-game assist streak. And getting the start between the pipes for the Gladiators here today in net is number 35, the rookie phenom T.J. Semptimfelter, standing at 6'1", 190 pounds, native of Marlton, New Jersey, is currently under contract with the AHL's Milwaukee Admirals. Semptimfelter will be making start number 8 on the season this year. Has a record of 4-3, a 1.44 goals against average, and a 940 save percentage. He is statistically one of the ECHL's best. He has not finished a game below a 900 save percentage this season. He is coming off a performance on Sunday in which he stopped 32 of 35 against the Stingrays in what was a 3-2 loss. The Semptimfelter will lead the way between the pipes. Starters are Denemy, McNamee, and Morgan, along with Conroy and Less. We'll see that Sylvester Boudon and Walter line remain together here today. Bit of a shakeup on the second line as well. Ryan Francis will be with Alex Young and Joey Cipolo, wearing numbers 86, 13, and 71 respectively. We talked about that fourth line, how good it was on Wednesday. With Kalen Lynn still out of the lineup, Peter Morgan moves up to that third line with McNamee and Denemy. They will get the start. And on the fourth line, Mickey Burns, right number 7, will be paired up with 37, Ethan Scardina, and number 24, Ryan Nolan, the hot hand, with his 3 goals and 1 assist in his last 3. D pairings remain the same. Anthony Furiolo with Chad Nychuk, 12 and 39 respectively. Conroy and Les are your 2 starters. And number 6, Andrew Jarvis, will be paired up with number 11, Zach Yoder, who made his season debut on Wednesday. Yoder remains in the lineup and stay on that pairing with Jarvis. On IR is number 74, Dylan Carabio, with number 61, Kalen Lind. And your scratches tonight are number 3, Jack Robilotti, and number 23, Riley Appelt. And the Gladiators are led by head coach and director of hockey operations, Matt Ginn. The assistant coach is Zach Vanel, equipment manager Ben Ellis, and athletic trainer Nick Nelson. Gladiators are 10 and 4 entering the night. Swamp Rabbits are 8 and 7. 4 points separate these two, and about 2 hours on I-85 separates them in terms of a geographical standpoint. And so, not a lot of distance between these two in the standings or on a map. The Gladiators will look to put a little bit more distance between them and their rivals in the standings with 2 big points here today. That'll do it for the pregame show here on the Gladiators Broadcast Network. It will be a 4-man officiating crew here tonight with Hunter Mottinger and Nolan Konevics. The referees, linesmen are Ken Radolinski and Quinn Schaefer. Coming up next is the National Anthem. We are all set and ready to go from Duluth, Georgia. It is the 3rd installment of the I-85 rivalry this season. Greenville took the first one, Atlanta took the second. We are back for games 3 and 4 of the season series here tonight and tomorrow. I'm Chiarenza here on the Gladiators Broadcast Network. Should be a fun one. Hope everybody had a good and happy and safe Thanksgiving on Thursday. We're very thankful for all of you tuning in here today, and of course everybody in arena as well. I think we're going to be treated to a very fun matchup between 2 rivals. And it seems like no matter the records between these 2 teams, no matter the time of year, it always comes down right to the wire between the Gladiators and the Swamp Rabbits. I think the all-time season series record speaks for itself. This is the 192nd all-time meeting between Atlanta and Greenville. The Gladiators are 88, 85, and 18 against Greenville. So a very slight margin there between these 2 teams. Tonight should be a fun one. Greenville boasts the league's best penalty kill and the worst power play. Gladiators' penalty kill has been sensational this season, and they have been electric on home ice this year. Atlanta 6-2 in this building this year. With the win here today, they'll look to make that 7-2. 4-man officiating crew here tonight from Duluth, led by Hunter Mottinger. The referee is Nolan Kinevic. We're number 51. Linesmen are Ken Radolinski and Quinn Schaefer. McNamee will head to center circle to take on Ryan O'Reilly. Puck is dropped and away we go on a Saturday night in Duluth. Lads win the opening face-off. They'll tip it down to Scholl. First time we've seen him in the season series. First it was Isaiah Seville. Then it was Pierce Charlson, the rookie who's the backup to Scholl today. This being the third meeting of the year. As a shot is waffled into the gullet of Semptimphelter. And his own teammate Brendan Less got pushed into him well after the whistle. I believe right there in the thick of it was John Parker Jones, and it's very easy to pick him out of the crowd. Number 95 in white, 6'7", 230 pounds. He is a big, big guy. And he's playing in his first game back with Greenville after being assigned to the Swamp Rabbits from Ontario. Face off to the right of Semptimphelter. Taking it is McNamee again. He will win it once more. Back is Brendan Less. Slammed into the end wall by O'Hara. Puck will trickle over to Denemy. Tries to knife it out of the zone and will. McNamee takes it on the move. He'll gain center red and wire it into the left of Scholl. Gladiators wearing their new alternate jerseys this season. Black jersey with a G logo with the sword down the middle and some baby blue and white trim mixed in. If you've ever seen the Atlanta Knights jerseys from back in the day, that is the inspiration. As the puck leaps out of play on the far side half wall of the Gladiators zone, 50 seconds in. Greenville wearing their white jerseys with orange numbers and orange trim as well. First time we've seen Greenville wear this look in the season series this year. And we will see Greenville a lot this year. 14 meetings between these two clubs this season is the most out of any opponent Gladiators will see this season. Sylvester pops it through the neutral zone. Delayed penalty here as Walter beats out an icing. Semptimphelter to the bench. Greenville touches up in the deep end. And so it looks like 1 minute and 3 seconds in. Atlanta heads to the Eco Electric power play.
Tonight's star of Global is brought to you by Gwinnett County.
High sticking is the call. And headed to the box for Greenville is Hudson Shandor, the rookie. So he will take a seat in this Gladiators power play. Will try and solve their woes. But it will be a tall task going up against the ECHL's best penalty kill entering the day. Greenville penalty kill operating at 92.7%. They are first. Atlanta's power play 11.4%. That is 28th out of 30 in the ECHL. And that's a good start for Greenville with the face-off pounded down all the way to Semptimphelter. And so Nychuk will start from the back end. He'll hit Walter through the neutral zone, brushes it towards his right for Young. Young to centers, Boudon is there, and there to absorb it is Scholl. Well, a very nice looking play going coast to coast, starting with Nychuk, able to brush it along the wall to Young, and somehow Boudon out in front creates some separation all alone. That's a one-time chance, and it goes right into the logo on the jersey of Scholl. He's able to soak that up. Face-off will be to his left. Face-off won by Greenville. Murray tangled up with Boudon. Puck is chipped free to the left point, and Nychuk can't hold it in. He has to retreat back out to his own end. The personnel for the Gladiators here to start the power play is the first unit. Nychuk, Boudon, Sylvester, Walter, and Young. Here is Sylvester going around the net to the far side. Plays it to the line for Nychuk. Doesn't shoot. Tried to return it to Sylvester, but the communication was offline, and so Greenville will clear. 1:08 left on the penalty to Shandor, a high-sticking minor that has the Gladiators on the Eco Electric power play to start the game. Burns feathers it to his left, moving with McNamee, takes the return feed below the goal line, gets bodied up, and it's another Greenville clear. Good play there for Ryan O'Reilly for the Swamp Rabbits to nudge Burns away from the puck. And so here is McNamee. Back to Burns on the left wing on the re-entry. He'll put it to the middle for Nolan. Looks to center for McNamee. And was just too far ahead. Held in the zone. Furiolo a drive. That goes wide left of Scholl and pops up into the air and stays in play. Nolan wants to center for Burns. Pass a bit too hot, so Furiolo waffles a shot wide. Now McNamee reels it back in on the far corner. Goes near side to Burns. Swamp Rabbits are able to get in front of him and clear it down. 15 seconds left on this Atlanta power play. Furiolo with it at his own goal line. Feeds it towards his left for Jarvis. Centers for Scardina. Rubbed off the puck nicely there by Savoy. Scardina hustling, is able to get it back for the Gladiators, but the penalty has expired. Atlanta starts the night 0 for 1 on the Eco Electric power play. And we are back to even strength with a whistle, coming with 16:48 left in the first. For the Gladiators, their woes do continue to start the night, but it hasn't all been that bad. There have been some bright moments for this power play over this stretch where scoring seems to be very far and few between, but you think back to that very opening play, that opening sequence on the power play where the Swamp Rabbits get the clear and the Gladiators go coast to coast. They get that centering feed for Boudon. The right idea is there, but just haven't been able to convert as of late. Greenville on the attack. Long shot from the point, blocked by Peter Morgan. Wanted to jumpstart things through the neutral zone, but puck boomerang back, and so now they wire it to the end wall. At the right point, puck is held in by Yoder. And both teams will get a partial change in. Dante Sheriff rumbles in on the right side. Snapshot is blocked by Jarvis. Sheriff takes it to the corner, prods it out the backside of the net, and on the far end, Yoder springs it up to Walter. Caught between two Swamp Rabbits. Shot is taken and blocked again by Jarvis. Sylvester now takes it in on the left wing. Tries to squeeze on by, but Atlanta is offside. A little under 4 minutes in. Cody Sylvester, it seems like he has come alive as of late. Did score the goal on Wednesday. That proved pivotal. Give the Gladiators their 2-goal lead back for the third time that night, and it did prove to be good enough to win when the Stingrays were pressuring a bit. Sylvester on the year, up to 2 goals and 4 assists for 6 points in 14 games. His line stays out there as Greenville nudges it off the near wall. In motion was Poisson, able to hack it back to Brackett. Will jolt it over to the left wing, back to Poisson. From the point, surveys, navigates it down the wall. Drop pass, back to Brackett. Defended by Conroy, and good work by the two defenders, Conroy and Les. They are able to get it out to the neutral zone and a little bit more. Conroy from center red wires it in, and looks like he didn't gain the red line. It was close. They're not going to give it to him. It's an icing on the Gladiators. And so we'll pay another visit to TJ Semptenfelter. And how good has he been this season? His 8th start of the year here tonight. 4-3 record. 1.44 goals against average, 940 save percentage. I mean, he has been incredible coming out of the University of North Dakota. Simply sensational. Off the face-off, a shot by O'Hara, ripped off a leg. Greenville still keeps it. O'Reilly from the half wall, sends it down low. Centering feed off the side of the net, plops in front of the blue paint, and able to skate it free was Conroy. Caught in a skirmish on the wall, able to somehow emerge from the danger. Puck is poked to the neutral zone, and the Gladiators get a wholesale change. On comes that new look second line of Francis, Young, and Cipollone. Francis getting time with Young and Cipollone here today. Greenville from their own end looks to start their next breakout. 14:43 left in the first. And Modry, spinning away from the forecheck of Denemy, almost turns it over. Is able to brush it towards his right. It'll roll in on Semptenfelter, and with Shandor quickly hustling towards him, he will freeze and cover. 5:35 into the contest. So both teams are coming off of an offensive explosion on Wednesday. Greenville 8 goals, that's a season high. Atlanta 6 goals, that's their season high. And you come into the day with two of the best defensive teams in the league going at it. Atlanta the best, averaging 1.86 goals against average per game this season, and Greenville at 6th, 2.47. So all things considered, we could be in for a low-scoring affair, although with these two teams You just never know. Mastrodonato, a shot from the right wing. Glove down by Septemfelter, and Mastrodonato taking some jabs from Furiolo after the whistle. And the nastiness begins in the I-85 rivalry. And nobody on Greenville's roster had a bigger night than Keaton Mastrodonato, the maestro they call him, in that Wednesday game. 1 goal and 3 assists for Mastrodonato on Wednesday. It's the 4th time in his career that he registered a 4-point game, and did it twice last year with the Utah Grizzlies. Mastrodonato this season leads the team in points. 3 goals and 7 assists in 14 games. He spent some time with Idaho, Utah, and now Greenville. At 49 points in 53 games with the Grizzlies last year. He's out there for this next shift. Gladiators win it, and streaking forward is Morgan. Speedy forward, chases it to the end wall. Scholl out to play it, turns it over. McNamee to the line, Jarvis uncorks one. That's steered away by the stick of Scholl. Rigo on the right wing from the red line. Gains Gladiator blue, pelts it towards his left. Steered around the horn by Savoy. Shandor can't keep it in. And Denemy and company forces Mastrodonato back down to Greenville ice. 13:29 left in the first period. Shandor flips it into Gladiator territory, quickly boomerangs back off the stick of Les. Nolan comes in on the right side. Catapults it to the left. Burns is waiting there. Drops it off for Scardina. He'll go around the net on his backhand. Jolts it to the line for Les. Can't quite keep it in. Puck had a little bit of steam on it. And so he'll drive it in. Atlanta is forced to tag back up. 7 minutes gone by in the first. Still no score from Duluth. Fans can still make their predictions as to who is going to score the first goal and first assist of the game. First goal brought to you by Hancock Whitney Bank. First assist by Pinnacle Promotions. Shot from the line. Saved by Septemfelter. The rebound cleared up by Conroy. Spills down. A Swamp Rabbit in the corner. Hausinger gets decked by Conroy. And I think that will draw a penalty. Looks like the Gladiators are headed to the Beaver, Toyota, and Mazda penalty kill when we come back. What a walloping by Conroy on Hausinger. But he will go to the box when we come back. 12:39 left in a scoreless affair here in Duluth.
This Thanksgiving, you can count on Kroger. You get up high quality and down low prices. Up high quality with our exclusive brands and down low prices on all your Thanksgiving needs. Because at Kroger, quality and low prices always come together. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Conroy in the box for the Gladiators, sends Atlanta to the Beaver Toyota Mazda penalty kill. Slashing penalty occurred before the big hit on Hausinger. And this PK, this has been the Gladiators' bread and butter so far this season. It is a top 10 unit in the league. Suffered a minor setback, going 1 for 3 on Wednesday against South Carolina. But still very sharp, 87%, 8th best in the ECHL. Greenville power play. This is the worst in the ECHL coming into the day, 9.4%, 30th out of 30. On the left wing, they drop it to the line. Mastrodonato surveys and plays it back up high. Shot by Lavelle, kick save, Septemfelter, and Atlanta will skate it out. Joey Cipollo, the Quinnipiac product, gets it out to center, and Greenville is forced to regroup here. Drop pass, slingshot Savoy into motion from the left circle, angles it off the end wall to Mastrodonato. Quick pass up to the line, Lovell with another, reels it back in, takes a look, doesn't shoot, finds Mastrodonato, top of the right circle. He'll wire it on goal, and Septemfelter will snag it. 1:17 left on the penalty to Conroy, 11:56 remaining in the first period. Greenville will get a personnel change, so will Atlanta. The quartet on the penalty kill: Boudon, Les, Burns, and Jarvis for Atlanta. Gladiators have only allowed 6 power play goals this season. And in every single game that they've allowed a power play goal, they've allowed 2. One of those instances being on Wednesday. Shot from the left wing, kick save Semptenfelter. And Les will clean up shop. He will mail it down to Scholl. Rigo quickly finds Berg at center circle. Puck trickles down to the end wall. Greenville able to pick it away. Rigo at the right point. Scans, defended by Burns, gets to the goal line and wiggles the puck around to the left wing. Centering pass, broken up. Sharp angle shot at the goal line. It is stopped by Semptenfelter. Greenville digging at it. Hausinger was there. But the netminder is able to hold firm. Whistle blows with 30 seconds left on the penalty. And a little bit of a scuffle near Semptenfelter's crease. Cam Hausinger with the stuff attempt after they work the puck around the perimeter, down low to the goal line. TJ holds firm, and he makes what is his 5th save of the night. Shot count reads 5-2 in favor of Greenville, and it's become a recurring theme for the Gladiators. Not a high shot volume in the first, go crazy in the second, about somewhere in between in the third. Gladiators had 4 shots on goal in the first period in Wednesday's game. That ties a season low, and they had 15 in the second period, so go figure. Greenville still on the power play for the next 6 seconds. Sheriff, right circle, fires. Hits a body in front and goes out of play. I think Mastrodonato was trying to tip that in, but instead sent it skyward. So 3 seconds left on the penalty to Conroy, and he will have to wait a little bit longer to be released from the penalty box. So another face-off to the left of Semptenfelter. It will be McNamee to take it, with Yoder, Jarvis, and Denemy to finish off the penalty kill. So to win the face-off, Conroy out of the box, back to even strength, he'll join the play. Shot by Murray from the top of the right circle. Stopped by Semptenfelter. Puck did leak free, but the whistle did blow, and more skirmishing and scuffling, and you get Andrew Jarvis right up against John Parker Jones. So that's an interesting battle. Andrew Jarvis, the fearless defender for Atlanta, going up against 6'7", 230-pound John Parker Jones. Jarvis, 5'9", 181. I'll take Jarvis in that battle. He's as tough as they come. He heads to the bench. Face off to the left of Semptenfelter on the near circle. O'Reilly to take it against McNamee. And Greenville's won it. Shot by Peterson. Off the leg of Nychuk. Onto the tape of Morgan. Finds McNamee right at center circle. It's bundled off the puck. And Greenville will possess. Here is John Parker Jones from the red line. Tried to lift it in. Was initially blocked by Furiolo, and that play will put the Greenville Swamp Rabbits offside with 10:15 left in the first. And the shot count now reads 7-2 in favor of the visitors. McNamee will take this faceoff again up against O'Reilly. And O'Reilly's won another. Murray to the red line for Atkinson. He'll bang a shot wide of Semptenfelter. Pops down in the half wall on the near side, where Parker Jones will steer it to the opposite wall. Puck leaps up at the blue line and back out to center. Greenville possesses again. They'll come in right down the middle. Shot by Peterson goes wide, has the rebound. Went off the right pad of Semptenfelter. And now Nychuk will carry. Tried to lug it through the neutral zone, ends up turning it over. Right side, Peterson will shoot. Blocked by the stick of Furiolo. Good play by the Army product, defending for Atlanta. Puck jumbles to the end wall where Atkinson will wait for it. The former Gladiator with the first few seasons of his career here in this building with this team. Now on the opposite end of this rivalry, chips it down a little bit more and goes out for a change. Atlanta able to squirm back out to center. Possession battle slowly turning in favor of Greenville, and the shot count as well, now 8-2. Greenville looking to go right back in. Here is Murray across to the right wing for Isogai. Got sent down to Greenville earlier in the day. Defended well by Conroy. He's able to jolt it up to Sylvester. Tries to squirm in on the left side, feeds it to the middle for Boudon. The Frenchman will hang on to it, try to drop it off on the wall on the far end. Gets cut off by Sheriff. 2-on-1 for the Swamp Rabbits. Shot from the right wing. It's stopped by Septenfelter. Berg got it cleanly, and Septenfelter is able to reel it in with 8:47 left in the first. Swamp Rabbits slink in on the left side, go across for the one-timer. And Septenfelter is there to meet it. Still a scoreless game with 8:47 left in the first. We are back in a moment here on the Gladiators Broadcast Network.
Desserts are popping up on Crumble's menu.
All types of dessert.
More than just cookies. The lineup changing weekly.
Desserts now in rotation.
Back here in Duluth, 8:47 left in the first period. Both teams have gone 0 for 1 on the power play so far here tonight. We saw to the left of Septenfelter to resume it all. Ends up going down as a false start, and I think we're taking a look at the game clock here, making sure everything's all right. 8:47 on it. Face off on the near circle between Mastrodonato and Young. Alex Young off to a great start this season. 12 points to start the year, tied for the team lead entering the day. Rigo on the right wing tries to snap a shot. That's blocked by Jarvis again. And he's done a great job of absorbing shots this season. Puck goes out of play. They do rule that it hit the glass. We'll get a new biscuit and stay down near Septenfelter. But back to Jarvis. Second year with the club, he has been phenomenal as a leader on and off the ice for this club. Wearing the A on his sweater, had 13 points in 59 games last year. That's career high in goals and points for Jarvis, with 6 goals and 13 points on the campaign. Back here with the Gladiators again, and we're very happy to have him. At the right point, Rigo holds in a clearing attempt. Savoy dances, plays it to the line. Waiting there is Berg. Tattoos it off the end wall. Taking a check at the wall is Jarvis. Able to get the puck to Young. Turns it over to the circle. Tipping it out in front. Yoder is there to get a piece of it after Septenfelter made the initial save. Greenville still hangs on. Savoy to the line. Rigo has an open man. Berg back across for a one-timer by Shandor. Larceny by Septenfelter. Are you kidding me? He's done it again. From right to left. Snags it with the glove. Incredible. He's a human highlight reel between the pipes. How does he do that? Surgical passing from Greenville, going right, left, and every which way. Get to the below the right circle for a quick one-timer, and Septenfelter goes all the way across to make the save. Unbelievable. I think they might take this to video replay, and they will. So what they're checking for here is where was the puck when it went into the glove of Septenfelter. He did make the save. However, If his arm with the puck in it, in his glove, goes back across the goal line into the net, that is a goal for Greenville. But you have to have conclusive video evidence that that puck clearly crossed the goal line for it to be a goal. And the call on the ice was no goal. And so we'll see what the verdict is here. So they pull out the iPad. They're going to get a look at it. There is a camera that runs top down from the goal line right there. So they'll have a really good look of it. And we'll find out what they decide. But I think it's going to be pretty tricky for them to overturn this unless it is very clear that his arm, I should say his hand, his glove hand, clearly went all the way across the goal line, and that would make it easy. You can conclude that no matter where the puck was in his glove, it would be across the goal line and would be a Greenville goal. However, you see it kind of murky as it is a white glove for Semptimphelter, so it could be easy to pick out a black puck in there, which could help Greenville's case. But where it gets murky is if it ends up being part of the trapper part rather than the mesh, where you could clearly see the puck. Well, then you're speculating, and then that's not good enough. That would not do. So it has to be clear and conclusive evidence to overturn the call on the ice. That was no goal. And so we'll see. It is a 4-man officiating crew here tonight. It is rare, but it does happen. 2 referees are Hunter Mottinger and Nolan Kazevich, wearing numbers 9 and 51, respectively. The 2 linesmen, Ken Radolinski and Quinn Schaefer, standing between the benches, having a conversation of their own. And this has already become quite lengthy, so there must be something that they see that they're really taking a good long look at it. I think the longer that this review ends up going, I think the more that benefits the Gladiators than it does the Swamp Rabbits, because the more they have to look at it, the more inconclusive it becomes. And we have a verdict. No goal. Semptimphelter with another Save of the Year candidate. Unbelievable. Just incredible what he is able to do. He keeps it. A scoreless game with 8:04 left in the first. Greenville up on the shot count by 10, 12-2. Kind of a sleepy start offensively to the game for the Gladiators. Look to jumpstart things here in the final 8 minutes of the first. They'll lob it on goal to Scholl. He'll tap it to Berg, the defenseman. And Greenville gets out to center. They'll lift it to the end wall. Racing after it is Brackett. Able to drop it off there for Poisson. On the corner, Peterson's shot is blocked. And on the left wing, Burns sends Nolan into action. Drifting towards his right, feeds it down low. Nychuk tried to go around the goal, but had it punched away by Lavelle. And now it is Greenville's turn. They'll scamper out to the red line. They'll lob it into the glove of Semptimphelter, who gloves it down and keeps play moving. Nychuk, the standout defenseman for Atlanta, rushes it to the left wing for Burns. He'll pop it to the far corner, where it's reeled in by Morgan. Speedy Peter Morgan beats out the competition, gets it to the line for Conroy, but it is muscled out by Lavelle. Gladiators twisted on goal is Scholl, and he will keep play alive. 7 minutes left in the opening frame, still no score here from Duluth. Denemy reels it in at center circle, digs it out of his skates, tried to jam it to McNamee. Greenville able to get a touch on that. Angle it wide of Semptimphelter. Morgan chops at it, gets it to McNamee. Pass over to the left wing away from the intended target in Conroy. Denemy creates a turnover at center red, wrestling it away from O'Hara. Dumps it down, Glads get a line change in. Walter on the forecheck. Udon reels it in at center circle. Atlanta with possession again. Yoder cross ice on time for Sylvester. On the left wing, holds and shoots. Save made Scholl. Puck is trickled out of the zone. Jarvis can't quite keep it alive. It's up for grabs at center. It is batted out of the air. It's a hand pass on Greenville. Parker Jones was the last one to touch it after his own teammate Murray batted it out of the air. So 6:06 left in the first period. The faceoff will be to the right of Scholl. A good shift there for the Gladiators, now up to 4 shots on goal, so they've doubled their count over the last shift or so. And it starts with baby steps. Face off on the near circle. Boudon will take it against Hausinger. Hausinger sees the puck go into the far corner. Picked up by Atkinson, turned over in the neutral zone. Sylvester volleys it around to the right corner for Boudon. Working along the wall. Puck is spat to the end wall where it's grabbed by Greenville. Hausinger finds Murray over the red line, gains the attacking zone, has Sheriff right circle, toe drag shot, a low drive is turned away by Septemfelter and held in at the line by Atkinson. He'll fire it into the glove of the netminder. 5:28 left in the first. Still no score. Greenville is the shot count, 13-5. We're back in a moment here on the Gladiators Broadcast Network from Gas South Arena.
This Thanksgiving, you can count on Kroger. You get up high quality and down low prices. Up high quality with our exclusive brands and down low prices on all your Thanksgiving needs. Because at Kroger, quality and low prices always come together. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
We will resume play. They face off to the left of Septemfelter. Hausinger against Young, and we'll get a do-over. And looks like Young is going to get tossed, so Cipollone will step in. Young not too happy about it. Fans take up a Let's Go Glads chant, as Cipollone is able to win it to less. He's able to prod it to Conroy. Finds Young in the neutral zone. Alex Young from the right side puts a shot on goal that is fought off by Scholl. Rebound to Hausinger. He'll sprint up ice. Drops it off for a shot. That's stopped by Septemfelter on Isagai. It's turning into a track meet here. Gladiators come back in. To the end wall is Cipollone. Tried to punch it over to Francis on the left wing. Ends up finding Dante Sheriff for Greenville. And now the Swamp Rabbits will start their next breakout with 4:50 left in the first. They'll dump it in. Yoder locates Jarvis. Has Burns in the neutral zone. Able to shoulder away the competition. Has Cipollone on the left wing. Burns takes in the return feed and fires. Stop made by Scholl. Back out the center. Greenville again. Able to jam it back down deep. From the end wall, they pick it up in center, and lurking there dangerously was Mastronato. Puck gets to the line for a shot. That is blocked in front of Septemfelter. Oh, Gladiator gets dragged down on the near side. That was Nolan. No penalty to be found. And Greenville will repossess from their own end. Mastronato takes it into neutral ice. The Maestro surveys and speeds into Gladiator territory. Snapshots blocked by the left with Furiolo. Second attempt. Ends up going to the slot, but the net behind Septemfelter had come off. I think moving from right to left, TJ had a little bit more of the post than he thought. Net comes off its moorings, and we will see the linesman step in to put it back on. Good work there for Ken Radolinski. Scardina, Burns, and Nolan line on for the Gladiators. On Wednesday, we saw Peter Morgan on that line where Burns is today. Matt Ginn opting for a bit of a change here today, shuffling things a little bit. Mastrodonato over the attacking line. Boxed out by Furiolo. Puck to the end wall. Savoy battling against McNamee. Has to continue the puck on its way to the line, and he does. Mastrodonato fakes the shot. Now he'll take it. Kick save made by Septemfelter. And Atlanta will clear to the neutral zone. 15 shots on goal for Greenville. Still 3:25 left in the first. Been a heavy workload for Septemfelter to start. 7 shots on goal for the Gladiators. Furiolo wrapped up at his own end wall by Poisson. McNamee hauls it in on the far wall. Pokes it out to center. Greenville across to the near side where Rigo will bang it in. Away from Septemfelter, who tried to play it. Touch pass to the middle is intercepted by Sylvester. Atlanta moves to the red line. Pass across, back to Morgan. On the blue line, just pitches it on goal to Scholl. Keeps the play alive. Brackett on the left wing, stuffed by Conroy. Able to weasel the puck to Walter. Conroy now surveys and finds Sylvester at the blue line. They'll poke it to the middle, out of the reach of Walter. Had his stick lifted by Berg, driving towards the net. Ends up being scooped up by Scholl, and he'll freeze with 2:33 left. Coming up next here on the Gladiators Broadcast Network after the end of the first period, we'll have the first intermission report. We'll hear from Shelby, look ahead to the second period, recap the first, check in on the out-of-town scoreboard, and get a chat check-in on our YouTube site, see what's going on our YouTube live stream. We want to hear from you. What's going on in your mind here on a Saturday after Thanksgiving? O'Reilly picks up the end wall, gets it to the line. Greenville comes barging out with John Parker Jones. Les cuts him off on the far wing. Nudges it to the near side where Sylvester gets caught in a battle with O'Hara. The captain is the victor. 3-on-2 up ice for Atlanta. Walter slides down the left wing. Gets nudged off the puck down below the goal line. Good play there by Lavelle. And Greenville will clear. 1:55 left in the first period. Over the red line is Conroy. Taps it off the end wall. Scholl plays it to the near corner. Waiting is John Parker Jones. Flips it to the red line. Glove down by Jarvis. Brings it to Cipollone. He'll fire. Shot high and wide. Rebound to O'Hara. Overskates it. Francis takes it in. Ryan Francis puts it over the goal. Plops down in the near corner for Cipollone. Exchanges with Young. Dancing in that corner. Alex Young, former draft pick of San Jose, gets it to the line. Jarvis takes a shot. That gets blocked. The puck is returned to Young. Leaves it for Francis, being pestered by O'Reilly. Is able to shake it free. To the line is Yoder. Across for Jarvis. Left circle shot. Deflected wide. 1:08 left in the first. Puck is finally cleared by Greenville, but a good shift there for the Gladiators. Young again on the left wing. Pulls up, looks for a trailer. Elects to deke back down deeper, and is finally checked off the puck. Greenville will skate it out. Isagai goes cross ice. Sheriff pulls up and has his pass picked off by Burns. Almost had Scardina open for a breakaway, but Greenville got to him on the back check. 35 seconds left in the first. Puck trickles into the near corner of the Greenville zone. Held in at the line by Burns, but only for a brief moment. And now they fling it across for Hausinger. He has some room. Feeds it to the middle, and it's broken up nicely by Burns on the back check. Great hustle there. Furiolo finds Nolan. 10 seconds left on the right wing. Powers it around the goal. From the end wall, Atkinson will pick it up. Greenville will possess. Tripping call against the Gladiators with 0.7 of a second left in the first. The culprit is Nolan, and Greenville will start the second period on the power play. So they'll drop the puck. Not much you can do with 7/10 of a second. So they'll drop it. It'll hit the ice. Both teams will go to the locker room. And Atlanta will start the second period on the Beaver, Toyota, and Mazda penalty kill. Face-off will be to the left of Septemfelter. And it'll be Cipollone against Mastrodonato. They drop it, and that's it. First period comes to a close. Atlanta starts the second period on the penalty kill. Greenville outshoots the Gladiators 16-8 in the first period, but it ends up being a scoreless first period between these two South Division rivals. Atlanta heads to the locker room, looking to jumpstart their offense in the second, and hopefully, fresh off of a successful Beaver, Toyota, and Mazda penalty kill. Coming up next year on the Gladiators Broadcast Network, we will be joined by Shelby. We will go through the first intermission report, take a peek at what happened here in the first period from Duluth, look ahead to the second, what the Gladiators need to do to get on the board, start pulling with closer in the shot count. We'll also take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard as well and what's going on in a busy night in the ECHL and the South Division. And, of course, as we always do, we'll take a look at our YouTube live chat and see what's going on and get your thoughts on tonight's game. So if you haven't already, comment your thoughts in the live chat down below, and we will get to that on the other side of the break on the first intermission report. Scoreless after one between Greenville and Atlanta. We are back in a moment here on the Gladiators Broadcast Network.
Feels like everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Gotta be fresh.
Sometimes life's collisions leave us feeling off balance. But at 100% Chiropractic, we know how to get you back on track.
We don't just straighten you out, we empower you. We educate you on how to get to the root cause and give you a play-by-play strategy on how to get you back to 100%.
We even use lasers.
Lasers!
Our $49 first experience includes a complete set of comprehensive chiropractic x-rays, a fit 3D scan, and your first life-changing adjustment. Visit us and break the ice. Discover the power of chiropractic care at 100%.
When you need inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger. For thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals. And low prices that add up to big savings, like over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Gwinnett Fire and Emergency Services is ready to answer the call, but we'd rather prevent them. Our free home safety survey includes checking smoke alarms, identifying common hazards, and reviewing your family's home escape plan. Schedule yours today.
All right, everyone, welcome back to Gas South Arena. I'm here with Guy. We're going to be breaking down what happened in our scoreless first period. We want to start off with those shots on goal. So Atlanta has 8 shots on goal, and Greenville Swamp Rabbits have 16. So they are out shooting us by half. So
they've doubled up on the Gladiators here in the first period, and this was a theme that we saw on Wednesday. Gladiators only had 4 shots on goal in the first period in Wednesday's game against South Carolina, but then the next period they put up 15. So it seems to be night and day for the Gladiators, and who really knows what Matt Ginn and Zach Miller are saying down there in the locker room. You'd like to be a fly on that wall, but I think the message has got to be a little bit more for the Gladiators, and so we'll look to see that here in the second period. And you think back to that game on Wednesday, after the first period, we all thought it was going to end up being a lower scoring game. It ends up being a 6-3 Gladiators victory. And so I think we have to consider this. The Gladiators have been a very good defensive team this season. They're the best in the league at doing that. But when it comes to defending in the first period, that is the Gladiators' best period when it comes to goals against. Only 6 goals against the Gladiators through 15 games now in the first period. So they've done a really good job of coming out and being ready to play their defensive scheme night in and night out. On the flip side, you'd like to score a little bit more goals. Believe it or not, the Gladiators actually have their second most goals out of any period in the season in the first period with 11. Second period, they have 10. The differential for the Gladiators in the second period is 10 goals for and 11 goals against. So that's a -1 goal differential. That would say that the Gladiators might have a rough second period, but I would argue it's the opposite. I think Atlanta's primed for a big second period here, and I think we saw flashes of it towards the end of the first period. I really like what Ryan Nolan was able to do. We'll talk about him in a second, but I really like what Atlanta's got here in terms of those middle two lines. So you think about Ryan Francis now with Alex Young and Joey Cipollone. They put together a really good shift towards the end of the period, had the best offensive zone time of the day so far for Atlanta towards the end of the period. And it really feels like with Ryan Francis, I like pairing him up with Young and Cipollone. I think those are 3 guys that will really complement each other very well. I think Cipollone and Young are 2 very smart players, and Ryan Francis is very shifty. He uses his speed very well, knows where to be, and knows how to handle the puck when it's on his stick. So I think you combine those 3 together, I think that's a good mix for Atlanta. If I'm looking at any line here in the second period to get things going for the Gladiators, that's the one that I'm circling. But again, I thought that McNamee with Denemy and Morgan looked really good for the Gladiators. And of course, Ryan Nolan continues his hot streak. I mean, he's been great. He was very noticeable out there in the first period.
Yeah, I definitely think it was a bit slow for the Glads at first getting pucks on the net, but like you said, it looks they got more net time on the Swamp Rabbits towards that end of the period, and I think it's very promising for that second period going into it. I think they were just warming up, and I'm looking forward to that second period. Hopefully they come out with more energy and they start shooting a lot more pucks at that net. But again, you were talking about Ryan Nolan, and I actually talked to him last game because he's currently on a goal scoring streak. He has scored in the last 3 games. So he is doing phenomenal. Last game on Wednesday, he was on a different line with Peter Morgan, who got his first professional goal, but they switched up the lines tonight, and he's still doing a good job. I think he is someone that you definitely need to look out for, and I'm excited to see what he does with the rest of the season. But what are you seeing from him right now?
Well, Ryan Nolan has been a great addition to this team. This was a guy that got some time in last year with Adirondack, got about 16 games in with the Thunder, ended up scoring a goal and assist, and it was one of those things where he was on loan from the SBHL, where he was with Fayetteville and had a phenomenal season down there. Was about a point per game player down there, and so he ends up getting another crack at it in the ECHL, this time as a full-timer. Matt Ginn takes a flyer on him, and it's proved dividends for this Gladiators team. I really like what he's been able to do. He's a very north to south kind of player, it seems like, where he can just be that hard-nosed forward when you need him to be, win those battles along the boards. But as we've seen over the last few games, he has the ability to score. And it really feels like as the season has gone on, he's looked more and more comfortable, and he's become one of those guys that you can pair him up with just about anybody, and he's going to make a difference. So the goal-scoring streak for Nolan started against Greenville. We'll see if we can keep it going here today against Greenville. Watch for him to maybe be an X-factor for the Gladiators here in the second period.
Yeah, he was telling me when I talked to him that he has a lot of chemistry with the players on the ice and outside the ice, so it really helps him when they get on the ice here to score goals and make those good plays. So, also, I think we have to talk about TJ Simptonfelter. He's doing amazing this period. That was crazy. Like, some of those saves, incredible. I know you were hyped. You were hyped.
I mean, it's incredible. I mean, every single night this guy goes out there and he puts on some kind of highlight kind of save. I mean, the lowdown here tonight was Greenville was possessing the puck, and they did a really nice job of moving the puck around. It was about 5 or 6 really precise passes from the Swamp Rabbits, up, down, and all around. They really cycled it around the perimeter. Very crisp, very surgical from Greenville. And eventually, towards the end of it, they get it from circle to circle just about, from left to right. And it's a one-time shot closer to the wall than the slot, but nonetheless, they get everything on it. And it goes straight towards the net, and TJ Simptonfelter goes from right to left, makes the glove save. I don't know how he does it. He has been sensational. And this is a guy in his first year pro.
Yeah.
He's a rookie, and he's making these kind of saves. I think he has a very bright future. He has been exceptional for the Gladiators this season. He's one of the best statistical goalies out of the whole league this year. And because of moments like that, he's very poised, very calm. And I think back to when he got his first pro shutout against the Florida Everblades earlier in the year. I was sitting up there in the box with Mitch Korn, the goaltending coach, who is in the building here tonight for the Gladiators this weekend. And he talked a lot about composure. Goalies need to have a lot of composure. And Felter, I feel like he's got it. I mean, in those moments like that, he seems very, very unflappable. Doesn't get startled at all. Gives us a lot of highlight material to work with.
Yeah,
he's been special.
Check that social media for those.
I'm sure we'll get it, and I think at some point we might see him again on the ECHL Plays of the Week. He's been special.
Of course, yeah. And we're going to check the chat when we come back, so comment below what you want to see from the Glads, or if you had a good Thanksgiving, and we'll talk to y'all when we get back and check in with the other scores.
Scoreless here in Duluth. We're back in a moment.
This Thanksgiving, you can count on Kroger. You get up high quality and down low prices. Up high quality with our exclusive brands and down low prices on all your Thanksgiving needs. Because at Kroger, quality and low prices always come together. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Feels like everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Gotta be fresh. Sometimes life's collisions leave us feeling off balance. But at 100% Chiropractic, we know how to get you back on track. We don't just straighten you out, we empower you.
We educate you on how to get to the root cause and give you a play-by-play strategy on how to get you back to 100%.
We even use lasers.
Lasers!
Our $49 first experience includes a complete set of comprehensive chiropractic x-rays, a fit 3D scan, and your first life-changing adjustment. Visit us and break the ice. Discover the power of chiropractic care at 100%.
When you need inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger. For thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals. And low prices that add up to big savings, like over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Gwinnett Fire and Emergency Services is ready to answer the call, but we'd rather prevent them. Our free home safety survey includes checking smoke alarms, identifying common hazards, and reviewing your family's home escape plan. Schedule yours today.
Alrighty, everyone, welcome back to Gas South Arena. We're going to be talking more about those shots on goal, but first, we are here with a scoreless first period. Atlanta has 8 shots on goal and the Greenville Swamp Rabbits have 16 shots on goal. So you were looking at some statistics while we were in break there, and tell me about those.
Well, I love stats. I love statistics. I like the numbers, and the numbers favor the Gladiators here. So if you can think, and if you can just imagine being outshot in the first period, that actually favors the Gladiators somehow, some way. So they're doubled up on Greenville 16, Atlanta 8, but coincidentally, when the Gladiators are outshot this season, after one period of play, they're 6-1. Now, on top of that, when Atlanta is outshooting after the second period of play, they are 7-1. So what does that tell you? That tells you that the Gladiators often are being outshot after one period of play. They go crazy in the second period, end up getting a ton of shots, end up outshooting their opponent after 2, and then they win.
Yeah, we saw that on Wednesday.
We did see that on Wednesday. That was the story, and so we'll see a little bit more of that here today.
Yeah, it sounds promising to me, so let's hope for the best.
I like the numbers. I like the odds.
All right, we want to hear from you, so comment in the YouTube chat and let us know your predictions for the game, or just let us know who your favorite player is. Fun things.
Yeah. You're having some fun on a Saturday night.
Yeah, exactly. So I want to talk about those special teams.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that the Gladiators let in 2 power play goals on Wednesday, but they're still in the top 10. They are number 8 with a 87% penalty kill. So unfortunately, their power play is a little bit slumping right now, but I did see a couple of good chances there on that first power play, which seemed promising leading to the future. So you want to talk about those?
Yeah, I mean, the Gladiators go 0 for 1 on the power play in the first period, and then they go 1 for 1 on the penalty kill. More of the same of what we've seen over this last about 10-game stretch. It was a bit of an off night for the Gladiators on the penalty kill on Wednesday, and you got to give credit to South Carolina. They did a really nice job of working around the outside, creating some separation in the inside on the slot, able to get a couple goals out of it. But it seems like the Gladiators are back to business here today, and so the penalty kill appears to be back to its normal self, but the power play seems to, whatever reason, not be able to get any jam going. And so you talk about it, there was some flashes of potential for the Gladiators on the power play, and the play that comes to mind is a 200-foot play that starts all the way back on the Gladiators' end. It starts with Chad Nyshuk. He's able to just brush it to the right side wall, and the Gladiators use their speed to dig deep. Alex Young gets to the goal line, and somehow, someway, Louis Boudon ends up all alone between the circles for a one-time shot. Unfortunately, he doesn't pick the right spot, ends up going right into the belly of Scholl, but the idea was there, and I think for the Gladiators, the idea and the intent is not the issue. It's just the finish. They get very close to finding that last piece to the puzzle to solving this power play, and then for whatever reason, that piece just doesn't fit. And so we'll see if here in the second period, if the Gladiators do get a chance on the power play, if they can make the most of it. It feels like it's only a matter of time. And I think that guy that's going to get it done for the Gladiators, I think it's got to be Cody Sylvester. He was the guy that scored the Gladiators' last power play goal way back in their first visit to Jacksonville. Okay. I think this is his kind of night. He seems to be coming alive as of late. You put Cody Sylvester on the power play, we'll see what happens, but I think number 16, if the Gladiators get off to a good start in the power play here today, I think it's going to be largely in part due to him.
Nice, and I know that we're coming back. We're doing a penalty kill, so hopefully the Gladiators will keep up with that top spot in the league. But first, before we get to another break, before we start another period here in Duluth, let's look at this chat. Let's see what everyone is saying here.
Looks like we got some familiar faces in the house. Shout out to my friends from Texas tuning in here today. Felicia Bacon, Gareth, and Caitlin. All of you, thank you for tuning in to Gladiators Hockey. Miss you all. Thank you for your support.
All right, we have, I think it's the Fischter. She says that they need to focus more shots on goal. And Joe Mama says, Guy, how do you feel about some of the players complimenting your mustache?
It's cool, man. I like to think that I have a pretty good stash myself. Just going to rock with it the whole season, I think. Ended up doing it in October, but yeah, I was just hanging down there as I normally do after practice, and ended up being that the guys were walking by while we were doing the TikTok, and got a couple compliments thrown my way, so thanks to the boys.
Daffy Doo says favorite Gladiators, Louis Boudon and TJ, especially since he's the only one on socials that likes canned cranberry sauce. I tried cranberry sauce, and I don't know how I feel about it, but I tried it on Thanksgiving.
I think TJ's a smart guy. I'll go with him on that pick.
And we have a ton of people commenting about how the one player on the Swamp Rabbits is 6'7".
John Parker Jones.
We're always going to get those comments.
We always do. Everything always comes back to 6'7". It's somehow, some way. John Parker Jones is a big guy, 6'7", 230. We'll see more of him here in the second period, and that'll do it for the first intermission report. Thanks for joining me.
Of course.
This Thanksgiving, you can count on Kroger. You get up high quality and down low prices. Up high quality with our exclusive brands.
We are back for the second period in Duluth. Guy Chiarenza here on the Gladiators Broadcast Network. Thank you for joining us here today on the Saturday after Thanksgiving. Gladiators start the second period on the PK. Presented by Beaver, Toyota, and a Mazda. We'll check them out up and coming. Before to start the PK for the Gladiators here, Cipollone, Denemy, Les, and Conroy. Ryan Nolan in the box for a tripping minor that occurred about 0.7 of a second left in the first period. Has Greenville on the man advantage for a full 2 minutes to start. Flying in is Dante Sheriff. He gets bumped by Denemy, and the Gladiators will clear off the free puck. Greenville trying to figure out some power play woes of their own. Operating at about 9%. It is dead last in the ECHL. Gladiators get another clear. And they have been causing all kinds of problems for the Swamp Rabbits on their zone entries. Here is take 3 for Greenville. Sheriff comes in on the right side, gets to the half wall, pivots, and jolts it to the point. And Mastrodonato is there, slinks down the wall, angles it back further to Lavelle, spinning, drops it to the half wall for Sheriff. He'll hold, feed it to the goal line. Savoy up high, Lavelle from the line, drifting towards his left, he'll fire, and that is eaten up by Semptimphelter, and chaos ensues. 54 seconds left on the penalty to Nolan. And we've seen a bit of this here today, not anything full-fledged, but there has been some bumping, shoving, and a little bit of nastiness, and I think it's only a matter of time before this boils over, whether it's today or tomorrow. And you have to consider that these two teams will meet 14 times this season, 2 of those already in the books. If you include tonight, 12 more left on the docket. Somehow, some way, it will get a bit nastier. And it looks like they're going to move this face-off out to the neutral zone. It'll be Young to take it against Shandor. And Shandor will win it. So the Gladiators still on the PK for the next 50 seconds. Isagai in on the left side, spins along the wall, gets pinned up by Jarvis. Swamp Rabbits were able to scoot the puck to the far corner. Now they drift it back to the near side. At the line is Berg. As Isagai left circle, angles it back up top to Berg. Cross ice. Back up top to Berg. Trades places with Rigo, feeds it across. Isagai fires. And I think that was blocked by Jarvis. Puck goes out of play, and Andrew Jarvis, talked about it in the first period, we'll talk about it again. He's just so good at blocking shots. Gets in front of that one, and we're going to bring this face-off back out to the neutral zone. Again, no. Face-off will be to the right of Semptimphelter. Shandor will take it and win it. At the line is Rigo. 15 seconds left on Greenville's power play. Puck boomerangs back to Rigo. Has to shuffle back into his zone end. Burns putting on some pressure. 5 seconds left, and it should be another successful Beaver Toyota Mazda penalty kill. And now that is confirmed. Nolan out of the box, shot left circle, stopped by Semptimphelter. The rebound skated away by Burns. Greenville almost got it back as Hausinger was on the front porch, but Atlanta is able to clear. Puck will go into the first row on the near side. And we get a stoppage, 2:15 into period 2. So fresh personnel for the Gladiators out there. Off the penalty kill that was successful. Now 2 for 2 on the night. It is the line of McNamee, Morgan, and Denemy. Face off on the near circle. O'Reilly will take it against McNamee. McNamee scored his first pro goal in about 4 years. Last time these two teams met in the 4-2 victory. It's his first goal since January 31st of 2021, and he scored it with the Swamp Rabbits in a game against Jacksonville. Here is McNamee on the right wing, hurling it down low to Denemy. On his forehand, tries to escape and does. Locates Morgan, has McNamee behind the net. From low to high, Furiolo, a bomb. That ends up getting tipped in front of the net and scooted away by Atkinson. O'Reilly tries to get out of his own zone, but has his pocket picked by Boudon. Has Sylvester back to the middle, and Boudon couldn't get a shot away. Here he comes again, the Frenchman. As Furiolo, left wing, he'll fire over the shoulder of Scholl and wide. A couple of good looks for the Gladiators to start the period off the successful penalty kill. Puck goes to the far corner. Sylvester is there. Out of the pile, gets it to the line. Nychuk holds and fires. Shot goes off the end wall. It'll clink over to the near side. Parker Jones able to fend off Walter, and Greenville will just rainbow it out to the neutral zone. Jarvis from center scoots the puck down to the end wall. Murray is there to meet it with Modry. He'll plop it all the way down. Septenfelter out to play it, shovels it to the left wing, and Young will take it in stride. Sip alone over the attacking line, chips it to the near corner, looks over his shoulder. He gets there first, pedals it over to the left wing, and a pileup ensues. Out of the half wall, Cipollone's got it again. He'll scan the ice, creep up the wall, and fling it towards the goal. Shot goes wide, rebound to Francis. He'll wire it from the wall, off the stick, and out of play. 4:25 into the second.
The ultimate win. Collection from 7 games and stay big on Gladiators hockey and humble cookies. It's the 7-game package.
So there is that line that we talked about during the first intermission report. Cipollone, Young, and Francis.
Security first. Puck out of play.
Feels like on paper these three players should complement each other well. They've looked pretty good so far here tonight. From the neutral zone, Young gets bodied up by Lavelle. Check is thrown on him by Francis as the puck leaks down deeper into the Greenville zone. Pouncing on it on the left corner is Conroy, able to somehow get away from the danger. Plays it to the line for a shot that gets tipped wide in front of Scholl. Francis trying to nudge it along deeper, but Greenville able to power out to the neutral zone. Atlanta reclaims the puck. Cipollone from center red. Whacks it to the end wall. Gets off for a line change. Swamp Rabbits stretch it up to their own blue line for Peterson. Has an open man and Mastrodonato on the right side. Swirls it around the boards to the near corner. Scardina's there to intercept. Gets it away from Shandor. Has Nychuk on the move. Nolan, cross ice, has Furiolo. He's got some room, cuts to the inside, and the toe drag just rolled off his stick. And that is one of the strong suits of Anthony Furiolo, able to jump into the action. Boy, is he speedy. Activating from the back end, creates a chance, just couldn't get a good shot away. Greenville ices the puck with 14:21 left in the second. Okay, another visit to Matthias Scholl. The rookie for Greenville is under contract with the Ontario Reign, the Swamp Rabbits AHL affiliate. Greenville wins defensive zone faceoff. Rigo pitches it to his right, drop pass between the legs for Mastrodonato. As Shandor in motion, he is knocked off the puck at the Gladiator blue line. And Greenville will repossess. 6 minutes in. Now drive it to the end wall, claimed by Nychuk, who is under contract with the Gladiators AHL affiliate, the Milwaukee Admirals. And here he goes on the left wing. Nychuk gets to the circle and not much more. Just defended well by Atkinson. Turns it over. One-timer by Burns. Goes high and wide. Greenville with the puck again. Some kids bang on the glass behind Atkinson as he finally resumes play. They'll stretch it up to the Gladiator line where Isagai dumps it into the far corner. Yoder's there to meet it, native of Woodstock, Georgia. Greenville able to pry it away from him. And here's a reverse check thrown by Hausinger. Gets it to the line for a shot by Murray. That goes over the glove of Semptimphelter. Wraparound chance is shoved aside. And the Gladiators skated out to center. Isagai was lurking. He'll stay out there on this next shift. Murray, cross ice, off the stick of O'Reilly and in. Yoder there to meet it in the corner. Has Denemy on the far wall. Trying to get out of the zone, but couldn't quite do it. Right circle shot, fought off by Semptimphelter. O'Reilly was there. Gladiators are able to tie him up. Morgan will swat at it. Then off for a line change. Couple good chances for Greenville. Shot count reached 20-8. Through just about 8 minutes here in the second period. No shots on goal for the Gladiators. Beaudry at the line, angles it off the end wall, hits the back of the net, claimed by O'Reilly. He's able to steer it to O'Hara at the line. Lavelle shoves it down deeper. Parker Jones able to reel it in. Wanted O'Hara, clanked off his skate. Walter sprints up ice. Pass to the right wing away from the captain Sylvester. It's an icing on Atlanta with 11:48 left in the second. And you wonder how much frustration might be creeping in for the Gladiators here, as they have not yet registered a shot on goal in this period, and Greenville's looked very, very sturdy defensively to this point. Probably count on one hand the number of quality chances that the Gladiators have had in this game as we approach the midway point. Face-off on the near circle. Poisson will take it, and Boudon will win it. Conroy turns it over in front of the nets, and somehow the Gladiators are able to escape the danger. Peterson was right there. He fired the shot wide. Boudon now working in deep. Has some help from Conroy. In the near corner, gets shoved off the puck by Brackett. Walter steps in to keep possession for Atlanta. They'll work in the trapezoid, look to center. Boudon is there. The Frenchman able to hang on in center. Pass goes off the stick of Sylvester, and Greenville will skate it out. Brackett, chip and chase on the left wing. To the corner, able to nudge away Conroy. Two more Gladiators join to help out. Atlanta will regain puck possession. 9 minutes gone by in the second period. Boudon on the right wing. Leaves it for Sylvester. Return to Boudon in the corner. Lifts it around to the left point. Shot by Nychuk. Kicked away by Scholl. Puck now reverses to the near wing. Furiolo has Francis at the line. He'll hold and shoot off the stick and into the netting behind Scholl with 10:41 left in the second period. We are still scoreless as we approach the midway point of the game. Greenville leads the shot count 20-8 when we come back on the Gladiators Broadcast Network.
Desserts are popping up on Crumble's menu.
All types of dessert.
More than just cookies. The lineup changing weekly.
Desserts now in rotation.
We are back in what has been a largely uneventful game in the I-85 rivalry, but there is still some time to turn that around. 10:41 left in the second period. No score from Gas South Arena. Cipollone from the left circle, tried to rip a shot away, but it's wrestled away by Shandor. Running down the right wing, brushes it across, and Greenville is offside. Oh, that was a good-looking play, if I ever saw one, but Swamp Rabbits shoot themselves in the foot. Savoy's offside. And go figure, I mean, you have your best offensive performance of the year on Wednesday, and then you get to Saturday, and all of a sudden, the well is dry. But something tells me that some point in this game, one of these two teams is going to break free, and it feels like that next goal, that first goal in this game, is going to be very, very critical the longer that this tie goes on. It's a bit of a stalemate right now, and you think about the two coaches, Matt Ginn, the head coach for the Gladiators, who, for my money, is an early candidate for Coach of the Year, as we get a sparring match off the face-off. Mastrodonato and Francis, they're giving a warning. Back to the two coaches, you think about Matt Ginn for Atlanta, doing an excellent job in his first year. And Chad Costello, the head coach of the Swamp Rabbits, who was a very good player in this league. His first year behind the bench in Greenville. It seems like the Swamp Rabbits team is starting to figure things out. As there's a trip on the Gladiators on Savoy, delayed penalty on Atlanta. Savoy keeps puck possession, actually gets stripped again. And now loses the puck. And back we go to the Beaver Toyota Mazda penalty kill. So the culprit is Nychuk. He will take a seat. Greenville back to the power play. And so it kind of feels like a moment in the game where Greenville has a chance to take the lead, but the thing that's been plaguing them is the same one that's been plaguing the Gladiators. It's the power play. Between these two bottom three units in the league, Atlanta third worst, Greenville the worst, and the way this night is going, the two penalty kills operating the way they are, it doesn't appear to be getting any better, although Greenville has puck possession. Rigo at the line, flings it towards his left. He has Isagai, drops it back to the line for Rigo. Return to Isagai, left circle, has an open man in the high slot, and a shot goes wide from Berg. Gladiators glove it down, get it to the line, held in by Rigo. Pressure put on by Cipollone, but Rigo keeps the play alive. They'll wrap it around to the right point. Berg is there, fumbles it a bit, drives it down low. Rigo, high slot, feeds it to his left. Isagai toe drag shot is blocked by Jarvis. Great play by Jarvis again. He's just been absorbing these shots like a sponge tonight. Underrated shot blocker. He goes to the bench. 50 seconds gone by on the penalty to Nychuk. Gladiators did clear, so back come the Swamp Rabbits. Shandor, cross ice off the skate of Hausinger. Isagai will chase it to the far corner and is able to beat out Conroy, but extra effort from Burns breaks the play away. A move up ice short-handed with Boudon. Burns, a shot from the right wing, wide of Scholl. The rebound almost went back to Burns, but just a tad away. And now Greenville will ice the puck, trying to send Hausinger in a foot race towards the goal. Doesn't work out, and so with 43 seconds left on the penalty to Nychuk, it'll be a face-off in the Greenville end near Scholl. And still officially to this point, the Gladiators in the second period have not recorded a shot on goal. And there's 8:52 left in it. For those of you wondering, the Gladiators' season low for shots on goal in the period is 4. It's happened a couple of times this year. Jarvis from the neutral zone at the face-off victory, pounds it down. Gladiators shave off more time. 25 to go on the penalty to Nychuk. Here is Savoy over the red line, and now Gladiator blue. Moves it towards his right. At the line is Lavelle. Has some space to drift. Gains the left circle and fires a shot high and wide. Down low, Savoy behind the cage. Feeds the top, Lavelle across. One-timer shanked on at the line by O'Hara, and now the Gladiators will possess. Fresh off another successful Beaver Toyota Mazda penalty kill. They are now 3 for 3. On the attack, they're able to dump it down. Lavelle there first for Greenville, able to prod it to Dante Sheriff, who currently for Greenville is the only player that is on a point streak. On the right wing, Savoy. Trying to go back across to Sheriff, who currently has 2 goals and 2 assists in his last 4, with an assist on Wednesday. Atkinson to Murray. Greenville very methodical with its breakout here. Pushes the puck towards its right for Brackett. Up top, shot by Parker Jones, and his stick will break. 2-on-1 chance for the Gladiators. Morgan right side, drops it off. Conroy can't get the shot off. Murray caught up to him on the back check. Now here's Atkinson speeding into motion on the left wing, drops it off. Brackett a drive off the stick of Conroy and out of play. A little bit of action there for you. Breaking open a little bit, but will be stopped by the buzzer. Timeout on the ice will take one as well. 6:57 left in the second period here at Gas South Arena. Still no score.
This Thanksgiving, you can count on Kroger. You get up high quality and down low prices. Up high quality with our exclusive brands and down low prices on all your Thanksgiving needs. Because at Kroger, quality and low prices always come together. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Face off to the right of Semptimphelter will resume play here in Duluth. Man's getting a little antsy. Looking for the first goal of the night on either side. And there are a good amount of Greenville fans that did make that 2-hour trip down I-85. As Walter creeps down deep on his forehand, shoves it up top to Furiolo. He'll unload one towards the goal, deflected over the cage by Boudon. Behind it is Sylvester. He has the puck, plays it back to Furiolo. Furiolo tries to fire again, and this time it gets blocked by O'Reilly. Sylvester, the lone man back, able to chase it for Atlanta. 6:28 left in the second period as the puck goes off the stick of Boudon into about the 5th row on the near side. And we get another stoppage. The Gladiators now have officially registered a shot on goal here in the second period, so now the margin is 22 for Greenville, 9 for Atlanta. And what has been a bit of a lackluster second period on either side. Five shots on goal for Greenville in the middle frame, 1 for Atlanta. Not a whole lot. O'Hara on the right wing. Slows down and rifles a shot over the head of Semptimphelter. Gladiators will twist it back to the neutral zone. Here is O'Hara again. Cross ice on the money. Feed to the middle. There is Berg. Backhand chance is fought off by Semptimphelter. And the rebound goes wide on the doorstep. Was O'Reilly. The Gladiators come away unscathed. Francis now maneuvers through the neutral zone. Has Nychuk on the right wing. Tries to slot it down the wall. Back to Francis. That gets cut off by Shandor. Turned over, here is Young. From the goal line, goes around the trapezoid. Plays it from low to high to Jarvis. So hold and fire. Kick save made by Scholl. The rebound thudded off his pad and pinballed around. Greenville will hoist it down the ice. It will be an icing. And for the Gladiators, it hasn't been consistent, but they have had a few good looks in this game, but nothing super sustainable. And really the lone play that comes to my memory of good, sustained offensive zone time for this Gladiators team was back towards the end of the first period when this line that's out there right now had a good about 45 to 1 minute long shift in the Greenville zone, and that was Cipollone, Young, and Francis. Young will take this face off against Shandor and win it to the line to Jarvis. He'll unload into the glove of Scholl. Timeout on the ice. We will take one as well. Still scoreless in Duluth. 5:18 left in the second period. We're back after this.
Feels like everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Gotta be fresh. Gwinnett Fire and Emergency Services is ready to answer the call, but we'd rather prevent them. Our free home safety survey includes checking smoke alarms, identifying common hazards, and reviewing your family's home escape plan. Schedule yours today.
This is number 2.
5:18 left in the second period. Nothing on the scoreboard. Scoreless still in Georgia. Face off on the near circle. Young will take it against Shandor. In Greenville territory, the Atlanta Gladiators do win it. So pounded off the end wall. Young is there. Repeated a bit by Shandor. Francis able to creep in and steal the puck away. Has less at the line, over to Conroy. From the left point, was quickly closed in by Mastrodonato. Forces him to jolt the puck down deep, and oh my goodness, what a hit by Conroy on Mastrodonato. Stands him up, here's Greenville, right side shot, wide of Semptenfelter. Wish I had more time to talk about that, but here comes Francis back to Conroy. His shot is blocked away by Scholl. Now we got something to talk about. Thank you, Ryan Conroy. Unbelievable hit on Mastrodonato. Mastrodonato is 6 foot 205. Conroy 5'9", 185. But mark my words, he's a guy that knows how to throw his weight around. Straight up shoulders away, Mastrodonato. And then at the end of that shift, gets a good offensive chance in, but nice blocker save by Scholl. Nychuk from the line, fires, and it rolls off of his stick. Didn't get a lot on it. Now Scardina firing towards the goal. That goes wide. A chance by Furiolo over the head of Scholl, and it's bombs away for the Gladiators here. Just get anything towards the net. Here's Burns, high slot, has some room. He'll shoot. Goes low and wide of Scholl. Gets it back again from the same area. Rips a shot. This time it's snagged by the glove of Scholl with 4:17 left in the period. So I think on that last shift, while very quick, the idea became very apparent. Put the puck on the net. And the Gladiators didn't necessarily hit the net on all those chances, but they had the right idea. Face off to the right of Scholl. Hausinger will against Scardina. And the Bowling Green product wins it for the Gladiators. They dump it down to the end wall. Hausinger tries to spar it out of the zone. Nychuk pinching, can't get the job done. Break for the Swamp Rabbits, 2-on-1. Isagai, toe drag, feathers it across behind Hausinger. Burns and Nychuk were defending. Now here is Nychuk, who made a diving play to take away the angle on the pass. We'll find Burns, cross ice is Scardina. From the left wing, gets to the goal, fires a shot backhand off the side of the cage. Now it is Nychuk for Atlanta. Backpedaling it to his own ice. And now it's become a very methodical approach for the Gladiators as Nychuk gains the red line. Well, thought he did, but about a foot and a half away. Sends it down the length of the ice. It's an icing on Atlanta with 3:33 left in the second, and this could be critical. Nychuk, Furiola, the D pairing, they're a bit gassed. Think back to that last play. It's out to 2-on-1. Isegai trying to feather it across for Hausinger. Nychuk was the one that made that sprawling play to take away the angle. So now he has to stay out there because of the icing, and the Swamp Rabbits win it. And off the draw, a shot by Peterson is eaten up by Septemfelter, and now the Gladiators can get a line change in. And they'll send out the line of McNamee, Denemy, and Morgan. Face up on the near circle, Poisson, who had a goal on Wednesday for Greenville. Can't reel it in. Here comes Atlanta. McNamee chases after it on the right wing, gets to the corner, just to beat out Berg, and does. McNamee slithers away. Poisson draped over him. Gladiators try and throw a reverse play, sending the puck back to the near wing. Yoder, the defenseman, pinching down. Scrum in the corner. Puck is shipped free. Greenville trying to get it out. Held in by McNamee at the right point. This time nobody in the corner. Greenville able to get it out to center. A couple of quick passes and they turn it over. McNamee fires. Blocker saves Scholl. The rebound to Jarvis. Puts it behind the cage. McNamee's there again. Centers for Morgan. And a sharp angle shot is deflected away by Scholl. And now a whistle here with 2:38 left in the period. Hand pass the call, and so they're going to take this puck out of Greenville ice and put it in the neutral zone on the near side. A chance for Peter Morgan there, and that was very, very reminiscent of the way that he scored his first pro goal on Wednesday. Pass from below the goal line, Morgan's right in front, tries to hammer a one-timer in, and this time Scholl able to hug that left post and keep it out. Puck works in deep. Lads crash the crease. Scholl's got a hand on it. And he lost his glove in the process, so good teammate Jake Murray picks that up for him. And he'll put that back on. Faceoff will be to the right of Scholl, who to this point has stopped 13 of 13. Septemfelter 24 of 24, and it has become a goaltending duel. Although it feels like the Gladiators here today have really not tested Scholl to the best of their abilities. Both goaltenders already with a shutout on the year. Greenville lifts at the length of the ice. It's another icing on the Swamp Rabbits. 2:20 on the clock. And this game has had an odd flow to it. I mean, there have been times where it's speedy, there's been times where it's been slow, but all in all, it's just been a really good defensive stalemate with two excellent goaltenders between the pipes on either side, and as a result of that, you've got a scoreless game with a little over 2 minutes left in the second. Here is Murray, scooting out of his own end. Ends up going right back into it, waiting things out. Getting a lay of the land, stretch pass off the wall, on time for Parker Jones. Across he goes, O'Reilly in the slot, can't quite reel it in. Sylvester chases him to the far corner. O'Reilly dancing still with the puck, able to fight off Conroy. Goes across to Atkinson at the left point, feeds it to the middle. John Parker Jones, make that O'Reilly, can't get the shot away. Still hangs on to it from the trapezoid, tries to send it to the slot. Does find O'Hara. Springs it across from the right circle. Atkinson delays. Gets it up top. They'll hold for a moment. Shot by O'Hara. Turned away by the blocker of Septemfelter. O'Hara again. Shot from the left circle. Off the end wall. Good zone time here for Greenville. Atlanta on their heels. Sylvester gets a piece of the puck, but he can't clear. From the right circle, O'Hara behind the net, looks to center, and there is Parker Jones for the score. You could feel it coming. From low to high they go. Pass from below the goal line. It's a one-timer for Parker Jones, and he has broken the tie. And for the Gladiators, just a very sloppy shift. let Greenville roam around with the puck. And it is the pass from below the goal line that finds John Parker Jones between the circles. On top of the blue paint. He's able to shove it in behind Semptimphelter for a 1-0 Greenville lead with 1:07 left in the second as we're back to live action. Here's a steal for Greenville between the circles. Savoy a shot, and that hits the post. It does stay out. Behind the net he goes, centering again, and a one-timer by Mastrodonado is fended off by Semptimphelter. But boy, the Gladiators are really on their heels now. As Francis enters on the right wing. Working against Savoy. Loses a hand on the puck. Young there trying to keep it in, but Greenville successful in the exit. 12 seconds left in the period. Modry with it. Pops it wide right of Semptimphelter, no icing, and the second period comes to an end. So we do have a score. 1:07 left in the second period. John Parker Jones, in his first game of the year back with Greenville after being assigned by Ontario this morning, has broken the tie. And Greenville leads by 1. 1-0 Swamp Rabbits after 2 periods of play. Greenville out shooting Atlanta 27-13. We'll talk all about it on the other side of the break. We'll be back with Shelby for the second intermission reports. Talk about what went wrong for the Gladiators there that led to the goal from John Parker Jones. Look ahead to the third period and what Atlanta needs to do to come back and win this game. Do that and take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard as well. All that and a whole lot more coming up next on the second intermission report. Once again, Greenville 1, Atlanta 0. Your score after 2.
Feels like everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Gotta be fresh. Sometimes life's collisions leave us feeling off balance. But at 100% Chiropractic, we know how to get you back on track. We don't just straighten you out, we empower you.
We educate you on how to get to the root cause and give you a play-by-play strategy on how to get you back to 100%.
We even use lasers.
Lasers!
Our $49 first experience includes a complete set of comprehensive chiropractic x-rays, a fit 3D scan, and your first life-changing adjustment. Visit us and break the ice. Discover the power of chiropractic care at 100%.
When you need inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger. For thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals. And low prices that add up to big savings, like over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Gwinnett Fire and Emergency Services is ready to answer the call, but we'd rather prevent them. Our free home safety survey includes checking smoke alarms, identifying common hazards, and reviewing your family's home escape plan. Schedule yours today.
All right, everyone, welcome back to Gas South Arena. I'm here with Guy. We're going to break down that second period, but first, let's check in with our score. Atlanta Gladiators at 0, 13 shots on goal, and the Greenville Swamp Rabbits at 1 with 27 shots on goal. So again, the Atlanta Gladiators are being outshot by Greenville. What are you seeing, and can you break down that goal for us?
Well, it got a little bit better for the Gladiators in the shot department. This time, a little bit more in the second period than they did in the first. But, you know, all in all for Atlanta, it just really hasn't gone their way here tonight. And you think back the start of the period. It was a promising start. Got the successful penalty kill. And then things just kind of didn't really go into motion for the Gladiators, and there wasn't a whole lot going on. And I think the crowd kind of got taken out of the game because of that, and it became a very much a defensive stalemate between the Gladiators and the Swamp Rabbits here, where both coaches had a game plan. Both coaches have really solid netminders in between the pipes, and so it was back and forth we went, and there wasn't a whole lot of sustained offensive zone time for either side. I felt like Greenville had a step for a couple of shifts there through the period, and then you get towards the end, and then that's where I really feel like things went wrong for the Gladiators, as the Swamp Rabbits are just able to finally execute a good shift in the offensive zone. They're able to work the puck around a bit, and the Gladiators just can't clear it. And it was that Sylvester line that got caught out there, and Cody Sylvester did have a chance to clear the puck. He had it on his stick and tried to swat at it to get it out, and the Swamp Rabbits able to keep it in, and they continue to do their work, and that's when John Parker Jones is able to score. So they cycle around to O'Reilly, to O'Hara, down below the goal line, back down below the right circle to John Parker Jones. It's a point-blank one-timer shot. Can't really blame that on Felter. There's not much he can do there. And it ends up being the only score of the night to this point. John Parker Jones gets assigned from Ontario to Greenville earlier in the day as goal one in game one for him this season. So it just felt like the Gladiators were on their heels in that play, and really for much of the period it felt like Atlanta just couldn't get a rhythm going. It's kind of like listening to a scratch record, where there was moments where the Gladiators looked really good, it sounded good, and then there are moments where, like the John Parker Jones goal, where it just did not sound good at all. Yeah. So you think to the third period here, there is some optimism for the Gladiators to turn this around, and we'll see what they can do. But all in all, if that goal ends up being the game-winning goal, that is a tough way to end up losing that game.
What do you think they need to do coming into this third period to hopefully tie that up or get a couple more points on the board?
Well, I felt for the Gladiators throughout the course of the night. I mean, the MVP has been TJ Semptimphelter. I mean, this has been his kind of night, stopping 26 of 27 to this point. There were times where Greenville had some really good chances, and Semptimphelter was able to turn them away. So this is a guy that throughout the course of the season, him and Ethan Hyder have given the Gladiators chances to win. Semptimphelter has done that here today. You look at the shot count, 27 to 13.
Vastly different.
It's a pretty wide margin, and the reason it's only a 1-0 game is largely in part due to what TJ Semptimphelter has been able to do. And so I think if you're the Gladiators, on a night like this where the crowd has been taken out of the game because of the lack of scoring, and now with the goal from John Parker Jones puts Greenville in front, the loudest that we've heard the crowd here tonight was when they booed John Parker Jones for scoring that goal. So the first thing that you can do is just to do anything you can to get this crowd back into the game. They were buzzing to start, but they didn't really have much to work with, much to cheer for their first two periods. I think it starts with a really good shift to start the period. I think if you can go out there, even get a big hit, something, start something. Maybe it's a fight, a hit, anything, a save from Semptimphelter, anything to really get this crowd just a little bit juiced up. And I think that will trickle down onto the ice to the Gladiators.
Yeah, there was that big hit by Conroy, which I felt after that there was a little bit more momentum for the Gladiators and the fans, but unfortunately it didn't produce anything.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those moments in the game where I think for the Gladiators it starts with a play like that, but I think it also starts from the back end. The momentum starts with Semptimphelter. We talked about his poise in the first intermission. He's still calm, cool, and collected back there. Take that confidence that's radiating off of him and bring it up. It starts with the defense, and then it'll head over to the forward group. I felt like Andrew Jarvis has played a really good game here tonight, and I think that's something that's going to get overshadowed because shot blocks are not necessarily something that that we get in terms of stat tracking up here, but I think for Jarvis, he's blocked at least 5 shots here tonight. I mean, he's had a couple of really good plays for the Gladiators, and so even something like that, a good shot block, a leader on the back end like Andrew Jarvis, that is a guy that could be a catalyst for this team and really start to rejuvenate that mojo and get Atlanta moving with confidence. We've seen the Gladiators have some good shifts offensively. Nicky Burns got a couple of good chances in there during the period. Looked like Mike McNamee was doing a good job possessing the puck in deep. there are flashes for the Gladiators here today, but they just haven't been consistent about it. So I'd like to see them be a bit more consistent here in the third period, but I have to give credit to Greenville. They've done a really good job of executing a game plan, and that game plan was to shut down the Gladiators defensively, and then so you get Scholl between the pipes. He's had a good season so far. You get that game plan that's executed well by Greenville. It's a recipe for a low-scoring game.
Yeah. When we come back, do you want to talk about the other scores in the league?
We will take a peek at the out-of-town scoreboard and see what's going on around the South Division and how those potential scores could impact the Gladiators here today.
Yep, and it is 0 Gladiators, 1 Greenville Swamp Rabbits. So we'll be right back.
This Thanksgiving, you can count on Kroger. You get up high quality and down low prices. Up high quality with our exclusive brands and down low prices on all your Thanksgiving needs. Because at Kroger, quality and low prices always come together. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Feels like everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Gotta be fresh. Sometimes life's collisions leave us feeling off balance. But at 100% Chiropractic, we know how to get you back on track. We don't just straighten you out, we empower you.
We educate you on how to get to the root cause and give you a play-by-play strategy on how to get you back to 100%.
We even use lasers.
Lasers!
Our $49 first experience includes a complete set of comprehensive chiropractic x-rays, a fit 3D scan, and your first life-changing adjustment. Visit us and break the ice. Discover the power of chiropractic care at 100%.
When you need inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger. For thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals. And low prices that add up to big savings, like over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Gwinnett Fire and Emergency Services is ready to answer the call, but we'd rather prevent them. Our free home safety survey includes checking smoke alarms, identifying common hazards, and reviewing your family's home escape plan. Schedule yours today.
Alrighty, welcome back to Gas South Arena. We have your Greenville Swamp Rabbits at 1 and Atlanta Gladiators at 0. And we've decided to check out the other scores in the league right now.
Not a whole lot going on in our game, just a one-goal game here that was scoreless up until 1:07 left in the second period when John Parker Jones scored for Greenville. So let's take a look and see what's going on around the rest of the league and see how those scores might impact the South Division here today. So we'll start with the teams in the South Division. Interesting one over in Estero. The Everblades and the Ghost Pirates are tied at 2 after 2 periods of play. So Florida on top of the division, Savannah in 6th right now. It's a very clustered group from 1 to 6. Savannah with a winner tonight has a chance to pull closer to the pack. Florida a chance to separate a little bit, and maybe a little bit more than they thought coming into the night, because over in Orlando at the Kia Center, how about those Solar Bears? 1-0 off of their second win of the year over the South Carolina Stingrays. Third period just getting underway there. Solar Bears off to a dreadful start to the season, 2-12, but they did pick up that win the other night over Jacksonville yesterday, and now have a chance to maybe take down the Stingrays, who are at 11-6. Any given night, it seems. 1-0 Solar Bears over at Kia Center. And the other game in the division is our game. And so 3 games going on in the South here tonight. Oh, looks like there is one more as Jacksonville is hosting the Greensboro Gargoyles. 5 minutes gone by in the third period there, and Greensboro is up 3-0 over Jacksonville, who we will see for a 3-game set next weekend. The 2 in Jacksonville on Friday and Saturday, and the Sunday game right back here at Gas South Arena. So you think about these scores, Gladiators getting some help from Greensboro, maybe a little bit of help from Savannah too, if the Ghost Pirates are able to win that game in regulation. But it is one of those things where it only benefits the Gladiators if they win themselves. So I think that we're in for a big third period here.
Yeah. How are we looking in the standings, at least, like, now?
The Gladiators are 9th in the entire ECHL, and it's interesting because the Gladiators coming into tonight have played a relatively low amount of games compared to some of the other teams in the division. This is game number 15 for Atlanta here today, and so in terms of win percentage in the division, they would be first. Atlanta's done a really nice job of winning so far this season at 10-4, so they'd like to keep that going. But overall, in the division, it's a little bit closer. Florida's on top. They're trying to get richer with 2 more points here tonight. Atlanta currently sitting in 3rd. And it feels like one of those make or break moments because Greenville just 4 points behind Atlanta. They have a chance to close that gap a little bit. And it might be a little bit too early to start talking about standings. I mean, we're a few days removed from Thanksgiving, but there does come a time where you do have to start taking a little peek every now and then. And I think this is one of those moments. The Gladiators are in the 4th game of a 5-game homestand. You want to pick up those points when you can at home, especially since the month of December is going to see the Gladiators on the road for the majority of it. So we'll see how things shake out here to end the month of November, but so far things looking good for the Gladiators.
Nice. Well, hopefully things will look good for the Gladiators in that third period. And we're here at Duluth with the Swamp Rabbits with 1 and Gladiators with 0. And hopefully we get a lot more action in that third period.
We shall see. But either way, it's been a treat. Thank you everybody who's tuned in here tonight on the Gladiators Broadcast Network. Well, there hasn't been a lot of goals. It has been a fun one enjoying this one with all of you. So we're happy to have you here. It is the Greenville Swamp Rabbits 1, the Gladiators nothing. We are getting ready for third period action here in Duluth. We'll see if Atlanta can come back and tie the game and hopefully win it in regulation. Time will only tell, and we'll find out on the other side. This concludes the second intermission report. We are back in a moment on the Gladiators Broadcast Network.
Feels like everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Gotta be fresh. Sometimes life's collisions leave us feeling off balance. But at 100% Chiropractic, we know how to get you back on track. We don't just straighten you out, we empower you.
We educate you on how to get to the root cause and give you a play-by-play strategy on how to get you back to 100%.
We even use lasers.
Lasers!
Our $49 first experience includes a complete set of comprehensive chiropractic x-rays, a fit 3D scan, and your first life-changing adjustment. Visit us and break the ice. Discover the power of chiropractic care at 100%.
When you need inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger. For thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals. And low prices that add up to big savings, like over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Gwinnett Fire and Emergency Services is ready to answer the call, but we'd rather prevent them. Our free home safety survey includes checking smoke alarms, identifying common hazards, and reviewing your family's home escape plan. Schedule yours today.
We are back for the start of the third period here in Duluth. Gladiators trail 1-0. Lone goal for Greenville was scored by John Parker Jones. Late in the second period. That to this point is the difference. Greenville playing with the lead here, and it coming from behind. Parker Jones's goal was scored with 1:07 left in the second period. Glad's got caught on their heels a little bit, and they paid the price for it. We'll see if they can fight back here in the third. McNamee will meet O'Reilly at center circle to resume play. We are back in Duluth. Took a long time to drop that one. Les jolts it to the red line. Oregon directs it towards the net. Picked up in front of the cage by Murray. Turns it over. Left circle shot by McNamee. Hits a leg. Held in at the line by Conroy. To steer it down low. McNamee behind the net. Centers. Quick shot. Denemy. And that goes wide. Good shift to start for Atlanta. Out in front, Conroy couldn't quite take in the feed from McNamee below the goal line. He'll swat at it to keep the play alive, but puck will eventually be spat out to center by Greenville. Morgan plays it back, and Conroy pedals it back in. Murray having some trouble getting out of his zone then. Tries to slap it to his right to Savoy. He turns it over to Walter, and the Swedish forward finds Sylvester. Cross-ice feed away from Boudon. They'll give chase. Greenville hangs on. Racket. Make that Rigo, gets it out to center. Drop pass to the middle, and a low shot by Shandor is turned away by Semtenfelter. Here is Sylvester, dropping it off to Nychuk. Back to the captain, right circle. Dishes it across, and Furiolo has to kind of skate into it, lost a bit of momentum, just flings it wide, and the Swamp Rabbits will emerge. Mastrodonato tried to feed it to the middle, ends up getting broken up. Sylvester finds Sipp alone in on the left side. He'll pull up, lost an edge, wanted Alex Young, but the play came to a halt. Young's got the puck back. At the line, Yoder a drive, steered away by the blocker of Scholl. Mastrodonato gets out to center. He'll vault it over to the near corner, where Francis gets there for Atlanta. Alex Young, tied for the team lead in points with 12, with Nychuk and Boudon. With a little bit of help, navigates it to the left wing. Greenville skates out to center. And here is Isagai with speed. Left side shot off a stick and out of play. And the Gladiators are up in arms. They want a penalty. Jarvis got impeded at his own blue line, lost his stick, got sprawled out like a starfish, and now we'll see if we have anything here. Jarvis has got a case for a potential interference call. And Sylvester pointing towards the penalty box saying, hey. But there's nobody in it. Now Sylvester talking with Hausinger. Those two barking at each other. Sylvester, the captain for the Gladiators, he'll go back to the bench. Hausinger, the alternate captain for Greenville, will stay out there. As this stoppage comes 2:18 into the third. So it'll be a near circle face-off to the left of Semtenfelter. Hausinger up against Scardina. It was Hausinger that got in front of Jarvis a little bit. Matt Ginn coming off of a conversation with one of our referees here today. And Hunter Mottinger not too happy about the non-call. And the fans aren't either. Scardina on the left wing pulls up at the half wall. Puck ends up going down deeper to Burns from low to high, and Conroy can't keep the play in. Tried to flag down the puck at the blue line, but it had a lot of steam on it. Try and go coast to coast. From his own end wall, Conroy lifts the puck to the Greenville one. On the forecheck, Scardina can't keep it in, and now here comes Greenville, 2-on-1. Left side, back across, sprawling is Furiolo to break up the pass. Wasson had it, elected not to shoot. Furiolo diving, gets in front of it. Puck will leak out of the Gladiator zone. Atkinson couldn't keep it in. 16:45 remaining in the third. Brackett on the right wing directs the puck in from the near corner. Denemy around the horn has Nychuk, and here he goes. He's got speed. Nychuk off the wall, gains the attacking line, but not much more. Greenville able to swarm him. Pack of Swamp Rabbits were there. Murray gets to center red, now Gladiator blue, 3-on-2. O'Reilly a shot off a stick and away from Septemfelter. Furiolo got some wood on it. Now it's McNamee from center circle, pushing it to the right wing. Morgan tried to skate into it, but had his stick lifted at the last second. Puck up for grabs in the far corner. John Parker Jones is there, the lone goal scorer tonight, helping out Greenville, reverse to the near side. O'Reilly shoulders away Denemy, slings it to his own blue line. Parker Jones is there, and he turns it over to Yoder. He'll bounce to the outside from the left wing, sauces it around to the right corner. Gladiators had two chances to grab it, and they could not do it. And here come the Swamp Rabbits again. Down the middle is Rigo. Make that O'Hara, pushing it towards his right, gets it to the end wall. Sharp angle shot, stopped by Septemfelter. Now Boudon goes cross ice to Sylvester. On the right wing, the captain gets around Berg. At the end wall, exchanges with Walter. Back to Sylvester in the slot. In balls away from Boudon. Good after stick there by Rigo. Louis Boudon will start the next charge on the left wing. Gains the attacking line. Swings it down low. Scholl out to play it. 5 minutes gone by here in the third. Master Donato takes it away. Gets down the right wing. Boxed out by Conroy. Puck boomerangs back to Master Donato with Lavelle. They'll slide it around to the far wall where Francis is waiting. Swamp Rabbits retreat. Set up defensively in the slot. Conroy fires and scores! Ryan Conroy's got his first as a Gladiator, and we're all tied up at 1. 5:30 into the third. We've seen that play drawn up so many times with Conroy just leaping into the fray, activating to the high slot, and there he is. Ryan Francis to Young, quick touch pass, and there, pinching on in the high slot is Conroy, beating Scholl glove side for the score. So we're all tied up at 1 thanks to Conroy's first of the year. His first as a Gladiator has the crowd rejuvenated and back to life. So it's Conroy from Francis and Young. 5:30 into the third. And it is a brand new game again. So Conroy last season, 8 goals, 21 assists, 29 points in 71 games with Adirondack. Tough year last year for the Thunder, but great year for Conroy. 3rd in team scoring, led all Thunder D-men in assists and points. He had 2 assists yesterday, was a +3, or excuse me, on Wednesday was a +3 against South Carolina in the 6-3 win, and now he's got a goal here today, his first as a Gladiator, that has tied the game up at 1. Have yourself a week, Ryan Conroy. Board battle ensues here, deep in the Greenville zone. Sylvester out of the pile, goes cross-ice. Nychuk holds and shoots. That goes off the glove of Scholl and out of play. Might have hit him in the helmet, actually. Rubbing the noggin a little bit is Matthias Scholl. Nonetheless, he does make the save. Puck goes out of play. We'll see a face-off to his right. And now we see Louis Boudon out there with Young and Walter. So an interesting new look combo here for the Gladiators, who are on the power play. Sylvester fires wide of Scholl. At the line, it's Nychuk. The Gladiators are on the power play. Beg your pardon, I missed that. Dante Sheriff in the box, 2 minutes for high sticking. So Gladiators do the Eco-Electric power play. Shot by Boudon, stopped by Scholl. And Greenville will clear. So yeah, I beg your pardon. I missed that entire sequence. I was writing down the Conroy goal. Atlanta on the man advantage. 13:22 left in the third. In comes Young. Loses a hand on the puck. Greenville able to slap it out. And now here's a turnover. Semptimphelter loses it to Savoy. Around the net, tries to tuck it in, and Semptimphelter is able to hold firm. So he makes up for his own mistake. 47 seconds left on the penalty to Sheriff. Still tied up at 1. The goal for Conroy. Going 5:30 into the third. We've been tied for the majority of this game. For all but 6 minutes and 37 seconds. John Parker Jones scored with 1:07 left in the second. Greenville had the lead for a little over 6.5 minutes. On the right wing, Nolan lays it up top. Furiolo is there. Back to Nolan, top of the right circle. He'll fire. And that is snapped up by the glove of Scholl. Face off on the far circle. It'll be Young to take it. Burns to his left. McNamee to his right. Nolan a bit behind, and Furiolo manning the blue line. Greenville pushes the puck to the far corner. Young digs it free, and they set up shop. Furiolo, a shot deflected in front by Young. Hit some traffic, and Greenville is able to muscle it back out to center. 15 seconds left on this Gladiator power play. Their second of the night. Furiolo tattoos it corner to corner on the right wing. Nolan tries to grab it at the half wall. Puck leaks free. We're back to even strength. And it's another unsuccessful Eco-Electric power play. And running down the right wing was Sheriff out of the box. Got a good shot in on Semptimphelter, who was able to make the grab. 12:10 left in the third period. All tied up at 1 thanks to Ryan Conroy's first of the year. We are back in a moment here on the Gladiators Broadcast Network.
Desserts are popping up on Crumble's menu.
All types of dessert.
More than just cookies. The lineup changing weekly.
Desserts now in rotation.
Back to live action. Francis over the red line, geeking towards his left. Gains the attacking line from the circle, fires a high riser off the head of Scholl. And out of play.
And that was
Good night for Ryan Francis, assisted on the Conroy goal. Looking to get one of his own there. Just blinked off the noggin of Scholl and went out of play. But it should come as a surprise to no one that the Gladiators have scored here in the third period. That is their best scoring period. Now 19 goals in the third period this year for Atlanta, and there's still plenty of time for more compared to 11 in the first and 10 in the second. It's also their best period in terms of goal differential. They're now a plus 10 if this holds. Face off to the right of Scholl. It'll be Sylvester to take it for Atlanta. Going up against Ryan O'Reilly. Not that Ryan O'Reilly that plays for the Predators, our affiliate, but the one for Greenville. And Sylvester does win it. Conroy at the line, puts it towards the goal. Sylvester acting as the net front presence, something that was mentioned in the keys to the game from Matt Ginn. Couldn't quite get it there, though. Greenville gets a body in front, and they twist it back down to Atlanta ice. Boudon wires it down low, and that'll be an icing on Atlanta with 11:34 left in regulation.
You buy the jersey, he wears it all season, and you get it back when the season is over. Scan the QR code on the board.
Another thing that was talked about was the special teams battle here today, and so far Greenville 0 for 3 in the power play, Atlanta 0 for 2 themselves. Face off to the left of Semptenfelter to get it all going again. Isagai rips a shot off the face-off, and Sylvester leans his right shoulder into it to make the save. And Boudon interfered with, racing towards a loose puck on the right wing. That will draw a penalty, and back we go to the Eco Electric power play. And looks like going to the box for Greenville is Atkinson. And so Atlanta will send out the first power play unit. Boudon, Walter, Young, Nychuk, Sylvester. That is the 5. Face off on the near circle. Boudon will go up against Hausinger and win it. Nychuk walking the line. Quick pass across. Young at the near half wall has it. They get it to Nychuk. From high to low, they find Walter. Now Young, pass to the middle. Boudon tried to shoot, but was defended by Berg. From the right circle, Sylvester holds and shoots. It's blocked. Berg gets in front of it. The captain loses an edge, able to reel in the loose puck. Walter walks the goal line, goes around, and up high to Young from the left circle. Spinning, tried to get it back to Nychuk, but an errant pass there sends the puck out of the zone. It's a free clear for Greenville. Nychuk comes right back in, drops it to Young. On the left wing, they trade it back. Nychuk from low to high. Boudon to Young. One-timer! Score! That is a power play goal from Alex Young. And Atlanta takes the lead. It's 2-1. Feels good to say that. It's a power play goal for Atlanta. Been a long time coming. Alex Young banged it towards the nets. He hits Pater, and Atlanta finally strikes on the power play. It had been a long time since we were able to say that. Gladiators break a streak of scoreless in their last 6 games on the power play. That no more. They solve the league's best penalty kill to take the lead. Alex Young gets the goal for Atlanta. That being his 6th of the year, now leading the team in that department, was tied with Ryan Nolan coming into the day. Atlanta offside on their latest zone entry. 10:09 left in the third. Officially it is Alex Young, 9:24 into the third period from Boudon and Nychuk on the power play.
And number 39, Chad Nychuk. It comes 29-24 in the third period. And we're again, we're up 2-1. Make some noise.
So Atlanta has its first lead of the night. And now they will try and protect it. Conroy lobs it into Greenville territory, and it is an offside as Nolan saw the puck plop down somewhere in front of him. Give credit to the linesman there. That's probably really tough to call with the puck in the air and guys moving in motion quickly down at the line. I'm going to bring this all the way down near Semptimphelter. Face-off will be taken by Scardina against Shandor. Face-off won by Greenville. Atkinson from high to low connects with Shandor at the trapezoid. He'll slither over to the near wing, pitch it back down deeper. Big check by Conroy. Thrown on Savoy, whose puck goes to the line. Shot from there, ends up in the back of the net. A long-range drive hits Twine, and Greenville has tied it at 2. It looks like it's going to be Keaton Mastrodonato with the goal. Got a good look at it in-house. Atkinson took the initial shot, and Mastrodonato in front of the net does get a piece of it. He will get the score. Coming off of a performance where he had 4 points on Wednesday. 1 goal and 3 assists for the Maestro. He's got one here today. He has tied it at 2, just moments after Alex Young gave the Gladiators the lead. So it's Jarvis from his own end. Mastrodonato scores 58 seconds after Alex Young gave the Gladiators the lead. Mastrodonato's 4th of the year, assisted by Atkinson and Savoy. Cipolo on the far wall. Jolts it to center. It's gloved down by Berg. Sidesteps, tried to gain the zone, but the Gladiators are able to win that battle and wrestle the puck away from him. Left side shot, Semptimphelter makes the save, and a whistle with 8:44 left in the third. Timeout on the ice, we'll take one as well. It is Atlanta 2 and Greenville 2. When we come back to Duluth. This is the Gladiators Broadcast Network. See you on the other side.
This Thanksgiving, you can count on Kroger. You get up high quality and down low prices. Up high quality with our exclusive brands and down low prices on all your Thanksgiving needs. Because at Kroger, quality and low prices always come together. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Well, we started the third period with the Swamp Rabbits leading 1-0. They scored 1:07 left in the second period from John Parker Jones, and then we had a lot more action here in the third. Gladiators tie it off the goal from Conroy, his first of the year, then take the lead off a power play goal from Alex Young, but Greenville comes rallying back 58 seconds later. Keaton Mastrodonato gets his 4th of the year to tie us at 2. Icing on Greenville with 8:29 left in the third. We'll pay a visit to Scholl. So this game is cracked open here in the third, and it's kind of been the story for the Gladiators as of late. These big third periods, they finally figure things out. Now up to 20 goals scored on the season in the third period. It is the Gladiators' best scoring period, and we'll look for a little bit more out of it. We're going to get the go-ahead goal. Scramble for it to the near corner. Greenville ice. Walter is there. Spins out of the pile. Hangs on to the puck. Locates Boudon. Throw from low to high. Nychuk at the point. Trying to pelt the shot on goal. Gets blocked by Sheriff. But back to the corner it goes. Centering pass. Boudon a shot. And leaping out the block it is Isogai. Got a leg on it. Centering feed. Intercepted by Sheriff. Greenville throws it to the Gladiator blue line. Bouncing to the slot. Protected well by Furiolo. Linked over him was Hausinger. Those two will both rejoin the play. Puck up for grabs. Greenville has it. Pass from below the goal line, off the stick of Semptenfelter, able to poke check it away. And now Boudon will possess for Atlanta. Gladiators are thwarted on their latest zone entry. The enemy gets a stick on a loose puck. Morgan is there for a shot that goes through the blue paint and away from Scholl. Contested puck at center. Denemy slides it ahead. McNamee comes bursting in, and closing in on him was Poisson to shut that play down. Atlanta pounds it to the end wall. Greenville carries it out from there. Over center red is Peterson. On the end wall, Les will keep it rolling along to Cipolone. Now Denemy gains the red line and will just whack it in and get off for a change. Cipolone in hot pursuit stays out on the forecheck. And they'll brush it up ahead. Here comes Greenville, but they are offside. Long pass intended for O'Hara. Offside with 6:25 left in the third.
Keep it going. Yeah.
Jarvis at the left point. Flings it down low to Young. Tossed beneath the right circle. Scrambles behind the net. Tries to tuck it in. And there is Scholl to meet him. Hugging the right post. Matthias Scholl. Able to absorb that shot from Alex Young, but Young has been sensational tonight for the Gladiators. A goal and assist here today, and he shows no sign of slowing down. Well, for Young coming on the power play, he is the leader in that department for the Gladiators. Power play goals. Now up to 3 on the campaign. He's retaking the team lead in points as well, now up to 14. Gladiators stuff the Swamp Rabbits on his own entry. Now here comes Cipolone. Cross ice over the stick of Francis. Tries to simmer it down. Quickly able to grab it. Tries to chop it down lower. Can't quite complete it though, but a good effort from 86 in black. Now it is Berg tapping it off the near wall and in. Nychuk there to snatch the puck back. Over his own blue line. Wanted Walter at the opposite one. It gets picked off by Savoy from the left wing. He'll go around the net. Tries to wrap it in. Centering feed. Gets to Shandor. And Semptenfelter is able to punch it away. Wow. 5:19 left in the third period. TJ Semptenfelter adds another to his highlight reel. We're all tied up at 2 here in Duluth. We're back in a moment.
Desserts are popping up on Crumble's menu.
All types of dessert.
More than just cookies. The lineup changing weekly.
of feels like everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Gwinnett Fire and Emergency Services is ready to answer the call, but we'd rather prevent them. Our free home safety survey includes checking smoke alarms, identifying common hazards, and reviewing your family's home escape plan. Schedule yours today.
Deuces are wild in Duluth. We're tied at 2, 5:18 left in the third period. Puck leaps out of play on the far wall. And so we'll get another face-off near Semptimphelter, who has had a very busy night, stopping 31 of 33. Scholl, not so much, 19 of 21. And bursting out of the zone is Nolan, has a step on the defender, Modry. Nolan goes behind the cage and gets swarmed by Modry in the corner. Good job by the Greenville defenseman, able to force Nolan to the outside. Puck jumbles down to the trapezoid. Greenville slots it up ice. And here is Savoy trying to go right down Broadway. Denemy and Furiolo defended him well. They're able to weasel the puck away. Stretch pass off the skate of McNamee. Hurls it right wing for Nolan. Skating on in. Nolan shoots, and that goes high and wide. Furiolo keeps it in, puts it towards the goal. Ends up going into the body of Lavelle. And he will just hammer it back out to center. Under 5 minutes to go here in the third. Feels like the next goal here today is probably the game winner. Now, whether that happens in regulation or overtime, that remains to be seen. Gladiators aggressive on the forecheck. Get a turnover here. Les fires. Stopped by Scholl. The rebound available as well. And Greenville is able to punch it away. It'll go down as an icing. What a chance. The aggressive forecheck. And there's that line again. Young, Cipollone, Francis, all over the place. And eventually they create the turnover. Pass is picked off by Les. Between the circles, had some time, not very much. There's a good work by Francis. Cipollone there as well. Greenville turns it over. Les is there, and he rips a shot on goal, and Scholl comes way out to the top of the blue paint to make that save. That line will stay out there. Francis beneath the right circle. Deeks on in for a one-timer to Young, and that is stopped by Scholl as well. Conroy, who has a goal here today, lays it back down into Greenville ice. Swamp Rabbits blasted down the length of it. That's another icing on Greenville. Good work for that line of Young, Cipollone, and Francis. They head off. On comes Boudon, Sylvester, and Walter. Near circle face-off. Won by Greenville. 3:37 left in the third. They'll pitch it back down the Gladiator ice this time. They don't make the mistake of icing the puck. Now they get a line change in, and here comes Boudon with tons of speed, galloping down the right wing, powers towards the net. From the outside now, gets it to the line. Nychuk drifting towards his right, leaves it for Conroy. He'll fire. Shot is stopped by Scholl, loose in front of the crease, and that will be skated away by Rigo and sent out to center. Puck is played with a high stick. 3:06 left in the third. Well, the Gladiators here are really putting their best effort forward. The final moments of regulation. Faceoff will be at center circle, but if you're Matt Ginn, Zach Vanel, the coaching staff of the Gladiators, you have to really be pleased with the way the Gladiators have upped the ante here in the waning moments of the third. Nychuk will weave on him, pop it to the goal line. Getting there first is Berg. Tries to skate away, almost turns it over. McNamee between the circles was there. And now Greenville moves up ice on the left side. Nifty move to play it across. Good play by O'Hara. Stations in front of the net. Rigo with it behind the cage. Rigo from low to high. Greenville holding. There is Berg. Drops it off. Quick shot there by Rigo. Punched away by Semptimphelter. 2:30 to go in regulation. Still tied up at 2. Denemy from the blue line being pestered a bit by O'Reilly, who goes to the bench, and Denemy will do the same. Brendan Less behind the cage, correcting traffic. Feeds it toward his right. Cipollone, the New York native. Wants to spring it up ahead. Pass is picked off by Shandor. Twist it back down to Gladiator ice. Fans take up a "Let's Go Glads" chant, trying to help their team to their 11th victory of the year. It's Conroy across to Jarvis on the left wing. Spars it ahead. Greenville able to get in front of it. Now here's Murray. Stretch pass off the tape of Shandor and in. Jarvis regains possession. 1:40 left in the third. Conroy over the red line. Gains Greenville territory. Cipollone tries to meet the puck at the wall. Held in by Young. Leaping attempt. They'll throw it to the far corner. Cipollone there. From behind the cage, he's the guy able to scoot it away from 71 in black. And get out to his own blue line. Play it back to Atkinson. 70 seconds left. Atkinson not really in any hurry here, just waiting behind Scholl. Drained off about 25 seconds. We're into the final minute. Cross ice pass to Hausinger, does not connect. Out of the pile is Walter, he has Sylvester. He and Boudon race up ice, drop pass to Walter, but it's out of the zone. Offside on Atlanta, 43.2 to go. And now you wonder if either coach is going to use his timeout to slow things down, and I think that might be the case. No, they actually do not. Look like for a moment there was a thought, but we'll go back to live action. Nychuk on the left wing. Scampers down the wall from the goal line. Pops out on the far side. Digs it down deeper to Denemy. Prodding it over to McNamee from the trapezoid. He'll survey. Throw it right circle. Shot is blocked. Greenville with the puck. 20 seconds to go. They're going flying back in. Atlanta able to swat it down the left wing out of the reach of Denemy. It's an icing on the Gladiators with 13 seconds left.
Everybody clap your hands.
Face off to the right of Semptimphelter, and this is going to be a critical face-off for the Gladiators. You don't want to give Greenville a chance to set up and win the game in the final 13 seconds. McNamee will be tasked with it against Shandor. And he does win it. They'll play it to the end wall. Les gets in front. 7 seconds to go. Locates Denemy. They'll get out to center. And we are going to overtime. The second overtime game in this building this year. The first since opening night when Louis Boudon scored the game-winning goal in a 3-2 win over the Utah Grizzlies. So, Atlanta 2-0 in overtime this season. Just talked about the first victory in overtime against Utah on opening night. The second one came against Savannah earlier on in the month. It's a 2-1 overtime victory at Enmarket Arena, where Jack Mateer scored the overtime winner. He has since been called up to Milwaukee, so can't lean on him to score that game-winning goal here tonight. But you saw a defenseman score here today in Conroy, so don't put that out of the question. As for Greenville, they have not had a game end in overtime yet this season. This is their second time going to extra time. The other time that they went past regulation was on October 18th on opening night against Savannah. It was a 5-4 shootout victory at Enmarket Arena. So the last time that these two teams each played an overtime game, it involved the Savannah Ghost Pirates, and it was at Enmarket Arena. Interesting, but here today, both teams pick up a point, so Atlanta now up to 21. Greenville to 17. We're about to find out who is going to get the extra one. 7-minute overtime in the ECHL. Unlike the NHL, they had an extra 2 minutes. So 7-minute overtime period. It is 3-on-3. Center circle face-off. Mastrodonado up against Boudon. And possession will start with Greenville. Off it, Berg races towards his right. Lost puck possession. Off the wall, Boudon with a breakaway. No, he couldn't reel it in, and he was offside anyway. What a wacky start to overtime. So off the face-off, it's a tie-up, and then quickly rushing ahead to the right wing was Berg, and tried to draw a tripping penalty there. The four-man officiating crew would not be fooled, and so he loses the puck. And they try and send Boudon into action, but just a tad offline. So face-off to the left of Septemfelter, the 3 for Atlanta, Francis, Boudon, and Nychuk. For Greenville, it is Isogai, Mastrodonado, who has a goal here today, and Berg. And off the face-off, Nychuk breaks free, gets to the red line, but peels back wisely, keeping puck possession. Nychuk one-on-one now against Berg, right down the middle, fires, glove save made by Scholl. The rebound available, and now Greenville has numbers up ice. Nychuk trying to back-check the best he can. Mastrodonado feeds it back to Isogai, and he stumbles a bit. Nychuk able to get back into the play. Berg from the line, feeds it down below the left circle to Mastrodonado. Spinning towards his right, he'll take a shot off the leg of Boudon and wide, and now picking up the puck is Francis. He's got some speed, but he elects not to use it. Stopping, letting his team get a partial change in, and now here he comes, right down the middle. Francis, deking, gets to the far corner, weaving his way, gets pinned up against the wall by Lavelle. Puck leaks free, boomerangs back to Francis, but off the half wall, Greenville will possess. Lavelle with it. 5:39 left in overtime. It is Carter Savoy bursting on in, right down the middle. He'll shoot. Toe drag shot goes wide. Conroy got a stick on it. Greenville will rethink things back at center ice on the stick of Lavelle. Savoy handles for Greenville. Into open space has Lavelle. Cross ice, back to Savoy, from skate to stick, gains the left circle, peels back, and handles in the corner. From low to high they go. Lavelle with the puck. Locates Savoy, and he will play it back to his goaltender in Scholl and get off for a line change. Lavelle will stay out there. Sprinting on the left wing is O'Hara. From the circle, fires! Stopped by Septemfelter. Cipollone with the puck. Tried to angle it off the wall. Got in front of Sheriff. Comes up backwards to Les. And the Gladiators go up ice. Sylvester waltzes down into the far corner. Meets it at the end wall with Atkinson. Puck leaks over to the left wing where Sheriff will collect. We'll pop it back near Scholl. Greenville now springing up ice. It is Atkinson on the red line, dropping it back to Sheriff. He slingshots up ice. Dante Sheriff weaving towards the goal. Poked away by Septemfelter. Nychuk down the middle, brushes it left side, burns a shot, shouldered away by Scholl. Rebound goes to Nychuk on the near wall, has Burns at the line. Burns cutting in close, will shoot, and that is blocked. Trying to get it back to him again, off the block from O'Reilly. Greenville gets in front of it. They have puck possession now with 3:30 left in overtime. Swamp Rabbits with it. Atkinson to the right wing for Isagai. Kente Isagai, toe drag shot blocked by Boudon. Puck to the far wall. Boudon's got that, turns it over between the circles. Stop shot goes wide of Semptenfelter. Lads pick it up. Here is Francis. He'll turn on the Jets. Left side, dangling, doesn't shoot. He'll go around the nets. Ryan Francis, what do you got? He'll hold. Doesn't shoot. Rides up high, spins away from Rigo. Francis still with the puck. To the middle for Boudon, drops it back. Francis again cycles to the line. Charges towards the goal. Toe drag shot, just fired it high and wide. Francis heading off, a bit gassed after that shift. Now it'll be possessed by Greenville again. Rigo with it, 2:25 left in overtime. Tim Rigo still with the puck here, and he is doing a little bit of weaving and meandering about, and the fans are not too happy about that. Shaved off about 30 seconds here. Now he finally leaves it for Savoy. He flies down the left wing. Carter Savoy from the left circle goes around the goal. On his forehand, has a trailer. Berg trying to go backdoor, and it's picked off by Walter. 1:40 left in overtime. 100 seconds less to Walter. And away he goes. Swedish forward into motion. Gains the left circle, cuts in tight. Walter will score! Isaac Walter wins it in overtime. Comeback complete. Atlanta wins it 3-2. Isaac Walter, so sturdy, so strong, takes it himself from coast to coast, right and tight in front of Scholl. It'll go around the netminder, go back door, and scoot it in for the game-winning goal. The Gladiators have done it again. It is a thrilling overtime victory, 3-2 over Greenville. 5:32 into overtime. Walter waltzing down the left wing, cuts in tight, goes back door. He wins the game for the Gladiators. Coming up next here from Duluth, it is the 3 stars of the game. No score after one. Go to the end of the second period. And it is John Parker Jones to give Greenville a 1-0 lead with 1:07 left in the second period. Get to the third and things blow wide open. Ryan Conroy tied the game 5:30 into the third period. Alex Young, about 4 minutes later, made it a 2-1 Gladiator lead. And then Greenville able to tie the game, 10:22 into the third. And Keaton Mastrodonado, 58 seconds after the Young goal on the power play to take the lead, ties the game at 2. And then 5:32 into overtime, Isaac Walter is the hero. He has the game-winning goal. It is his 5th of the season, and the Gladiators improve to 11-4. Greenville, with the overtime loss, does pick up a point. They are now 8-7-1. These two teams will meet again tomorrow, but before we get to that, let's get to the 3 stars of the game. Third star of the game is Keaton Mastrodonato. He had the goal to tie the game up at 2. Second star of the night with a goal and assist, and that power play goal that finally broke the slump, Alex Young. His 6th multi-point game this season, leads all Gladiators. Superb stuff from Young. You can only imagine who the first star is. It is Isaac Walter with the game winner. He is downstairs with Miss Emma Harp. Let's see if we can tap in here. Walter with the GWG. Isaac Walter is your first star of the night. He gets the game-winning goal. Honorary mention give it to Ryan Conroy. He did score his first goal of the year to tie the game up for the Gladiators, but their star does go to Keaton Mastrodonato, as he did have a goal and 3 assists on Wednesday. Back that up with a good performance here today to tie the game in the clutch for Greenville. Send us to overtime. What a fun game that was. We'll recap it again for you. No scoring in the first. It was a sleeper. It was a snooze fest for the first half of this game. You get to the final 107 of the second. John Parker Jones bangs in his first goal of the year. Sent down to Greenville from Ontario earlier in the day. Makes his first appearance of the season and scores to give Greenville the lead. It would end up being a comeback for the Gladiators, as they do score twice in the third and once in overtime for the win. As Ryan Conroy, as I mentioned before, Conroy 5:30 into the third period from Young and Francis. Ties the game up at 1, and it was a really nice play from that line, that second line of Cipollone, Francis, and Young, as it was a couple of quick passes to get the puck onto the stick of Conroy, the trailer, Francis to Young, and then he located Conroy streaking in the high slot. We've seen the Gladiators run this play a couple of times this season. This time it finally works, and Conroy hits Pater, makes it a 1-1 game. And then just moments afterwards, about 4.5 minutes, Alex Young scores himself to finish the game with 1 goal and 1 assist, and he scores on the power play. So the power play woes are finally over, Atlanta will look to improve those numbers and keep it consistent tomorrow against Greenville again. But for now, you can breathe easy. Gladiators score a power play goal. First time in 6 games they do that. And Alex Young, business is good. Alex Young is open for business. One-timer hits the back of the net from the left circle. Gladiators take the lead 2-1, but hold your horses. 58 seconds later, there is Keaton Mastrodonato able to tip in a shot from Atkinson. Secondary assist goes to Savoy. He makes it a 2-2 game, and from that point, under 10 minutes left in the third period, both teams go back into that defensive stalemate. Nobody wants to lose the game in regulation, so to overtime we go. And it is Isaac Walter winning at 5:32 into overtime. And it looked like we were creeping closer and closer to a shootout, but Walter said, all right, I've seen enough. Takes the puck, goes coast to coast from his own zone, bounces to the left wing, has some separation because he's so slinky, so speedy at times. I think that underestimates defenders, underestimates teams, has some separation, just enough to cut towards the net. He'll go around Scholl, tuck it in backdoor for the game-winning goal. Assist goes to Brendan Less, who extends his assist streak to 3 straight games. Walter with goals in his last 2. Gladiators winners in their last 2. They'll look to make it 3 in a row tomorrow night back here against these same Swamp Rabbits. Talked about it in the open. It is very, very, very a sure bet that these two teams are going to play a game that comes right down to the wire. It just seems that way. Every single time these two teams get together, it's tight. It's gritty. It is the I-85 rivalry, and it does not disappoint. Again, you think back to this being the 192nd all-time meeting between Atlanta and Greenville. And that goes back to when the Gladiators were the Gwinnett Gladiators. That goes back to when the Swamp Rabbits were their first iteration, the Greenville Road Warriors. Every single time, it ends up going one way or the other, and it usually bounces back. Atlanta now 89, 85, and 18 against Greenville. We'll see what we get tomorrow. But something tells me that this Greenville team going to be playing with a chip on their shoulder tomorrow night. They had this one from majority of the contest. They were the better team through, I would say, through the first period, much of the second period. In fact, I would say for the first 40 minutes, Greenville was the better team here today. But we've seen it a lot this season. A big third period for the Gladiators lifts them to victory, and it happened again. 2 goals in the third period, now 20 goals in the third period on the season. That's double more than what they have in the second period. That's almost double what they have in the first period with 11. You put all that together, and the Gladiators are shaping up to be a third period team this season, which is exciting for the fans, but a little bit of a heart attack for the coaching staff and everybody else within the organization. But hey, they're winning, and that makes it fun. So again, you go back to that same point. Greenville outshoots Atlanta 17-8 in the first period, so they are a little bit generous. They do add some more shots to the Gladiators total after the end of the first period because it looked like it was 4 after the opening frame. As the live action was going on, as the game was moving along, they had a little bit more. Greenville outshoots them 17-8 in the first, 10-5 in the second, and then you get to the third, and things kind of flip a little bit. Atlanta outshoots Greenville 13-7, so they themselves almost double up the shotgun on the Swamp Rabbits. And it's enough. It works out. And give an honorary star to Ryan Conroy for his goal here tonight and the way he played. I think you have to give another one to TJ Semptimphelter. I think you can probably just lock him in for an honorary mention every time he starts because he is just sensational. There were moments in this game where Semptimphelter made some critical saves to keep the Gladiators in the game. And I would argue that that is the number one reason why the Gladiators have been tight in a lot of their losses and have been winning to start this season. It starts with their goaltending. I felt through training camp that the goaltending was always the Gladiators' biggest strength. We knew what Ethan Heider was capable of. We saw him last season. He is back and better than ever this season. And TJ Semptimphelter, the rookie phenom, has taken the league by storm. These two guys, night in and night out, they give the Gladiators chances to win. And the team takes those chances, and as we saw tonight, they do. So 11-4 are your Atlanta Gladiators. Honorary star goes to TJ Semptimphelter. We're getting it started from the back end. And I remember talking with Shelby in the second intermission. It felt like nothing was going right for the Gladiators for 2 periods of play. they were a step behind, and it's really showed on the Parker Jones goal. Atlanta gassed, can't get out of their own zone. Greenville able to bang it in on the one-timer from below the goal line. Parker Jones is there for the score, and it just felt like nothing was going right for the Gladiators, but there was one thing, and that was the play from the back end in between the pipes from Sentenfelter. His confidence is so sturdy, and I really do think that radiated from the crease out in front of him, and the Gladiators as a whole were able to rally back in the third period, take the lead, and then after surrendering that lead, win it in overtime. The confidence and the poise that this team has this season, it's remarkable, and I think that's what separates them from, quite frankly, some of the other teams in the division, and maybe even Gladiators teams of years past. This team doesn't fold under pressure, and so that makes them a good team, makes them a winning team, and it makes them really fun to watch. So it's a comeback victory for the Gladiators after trailing after 2 periods of play. A big third period boosts them to victory, and we'll get to do it all again tomorrow. It is a Sunday afternoon matchup, so a little bit earlier on the start time, so make sure you are with us. Puck will drop at 3:10 p.m., call it a 2:50 Eastern Time pregame show right here on the Gladiators Broadcast Network. And looking forward to seeing everyone back here again tomorrow afternoon. Quick turnaround time between the Greenville Swamp Rabbits and the Atlanta Gladiators. Thank you, everybody who tuned into this broadcast here today. And a big shout-out to my friends from Amarillo, Texas, watching here today. I see you guys in the YouTube chat. Caitlin, Felicia, Gareth, thank you all for tuning in, and thank you to everybody in Glads Nation who tuned in here today. Very happy to see a lot of familiar faces in the live chat. Go through them all, but we'll be here all night. So we got a quick turnaround tomorrow, so we'll see Greenville again, and the Gladiators look to make it 3 wins in a row, heading into their 2-game road trip to Jacksonville to start off a 3-game set. So that will be 2 games in Jacksonville on Friday and Saturday, and then on Sunday, welcome Jacksonville to this building, and then the Gladiators are off to Salt Lake City, to Utah for a 3-game set with the Utah Grizzlies at Maverick Center in West Valley. So it gets a little bit tougher on the road stretch for the Gladiators, but it helps that they're winning these games here at home. They'll look to cap off the 5-game homestand with the victory. So make sure you're with us here on the Gladiators Broadcast Network tomorrow, and we'll see you there. Thank you for watching this presentation of the ECHL. Big thank you to our crew here today. I'm Guy Chiarenza saying good night and so long. Once again, your final score, Atlanta 3, Greenville 2. Final from overtime, Isaac Walter has the game-winning goal. Good night, everyone.